wind. But yes, we are at a fresh session of Rescue at Raxis. Last time, an impromptu fight. A challenge was answered, and it kind of went out of control very quickly. But not to Malgern's fault. No, he won. He mashed that brain-damaged dwarf right to the ground, then turned his back on him and walked away, dragging the brain-damaged comatose dwarf behind him because they're still tied to the beard. And there was just no way he's getting that knot out, not with his incredibly swollen, pudgy fingers, after repeatedly punching some massive carapaced horror from beyond the realms. For several rounds. Because pride, man. Because pride. The rest of the party also dealt with some horrible creatures from beyond, and generally things got a bit weird. In fact, they're still very odd right now. Because as each one of these mangler creatures was killed, it froze in place. It didn't fall to the ground limp. It became utterly rigid. Even with holes in it, even when it's been cleaved through, it's still hanging there against gravity. And there's just this horrendous, sickly, bubbling smell tingling at the nostrils. Not through the mouth, but only at the nostrils. But combat has ceased. Malgern has whacked enough dwarf meat to come out to champion in his own personal pride match. And you know, it's time to take account of things, to relax, unwind. Also, the guards might be on the way.
Probably.
So, I remember having a headache coming in here, and then this happened.
There is a bit of dried blood on your beard and mustache, but also on your
clothes.
clothes, on your arms, and your legs. It's quite a lot, really.
Is there still a hole in him?
There are no obvious holes in him. None that were not naturally given. Because remember, people, a human is just a donut. From mouth to anus, it's one long line. It's a horrible thing to think about, huh? But yeah, he has been healed a little bit. He's quite fine. I think he's actually above half HP.
Oh, wonderful. We were afraid we lost you for a moment.
Actually, I'm almost fully healed.
Doesn't take much.
Yeah. So, what exactly happened?
Well, one of these little things, I'd give it a kick, I guess.
It
Drop
still
down.
hangs there. When you kick it, it feels like the anchor point is in the middle, in thin air.
Ugh. These things dropped in, and if you look in the pit, you'll see an extra special guest.
Takes a wide berth around that creature.
Yeah, in the pit, it's a bit of a different story. This thing has become soggy. It's like an over-wet cake. Just sort of collapsing on itself. You can see this hard chitinous plate just crumbling away in thick, claggy chunks. And there's a horrible sensation of vertigo near it. Malgern, you're not feeling it because, man, your head's fucking ringing. Ringing with triumph, you convince yourself. Ignore the bleeding from your ears.
Yeah, how am I doing? Can I get myself untied yet?
You look at your hands and they are just masses of swollen flesh. Like your fingers are about twice their width, and you know, you're a dwarf to begin with. You're feeling chunky and pudgy right now.
Help, I've got the short, stubby fingers.
Yeah, you might, but look again at what you punched out.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Well, I mean, you could just look around because the thing you punched out before is right there with you.
Yeah, as I'm trying to untie this, I guess it froze too, right?
Now I'm talking about the dwarf you punched out.
Oh,
I'm saying he's always there to look at because you're tied by the beard.
yeah. This is awkward.
Give me a dexterity roll. No, you know what? Sleight of hand with disadvantage.
Could you collect my dagger while you're down there as well?
I mean, your weapon is also there. You didn't use it. You get a
Yeah, it's
finger
not
stuck in
happening.
the knots. But you manage to pull it free. It just burns a little bit. Like, you look at your hands and they are throbbing. So, I mean, victory party afterwards, but for now, an issue.
Do you
Wolfgang
think I managed
dancing.
getting up here, or do you need help?
A little help would be nice. I don't know what happened.
Well, the goopy thing, you were down there punching.
You won.
That too.
Yeah, I can see that, and I'm looking at my hands.
There is just so much blood on them, but you're pretty sure they're all from the dwarf's forehead.
What happened to him? Pointing at the dwarf that's unconscious on the ground.
Well, we did the thing, and then he started the fight again. So I guess I finished it.
I see.
Yeah, Sushane's a bit of a nasty customer. Very prideful, loves to challenge any dwarf with a bit of muscle. The voice coming from the guy behind the counter, known as the owner.
Oh, Zazzle's going to head down, and use cure wounds on.
Cut the beard.
Oh. No, they've got
We're not
untied.
savages, damn. It's not cool.
Cure wounds on who?
There's one on Malgern, and afterwards I'm going to throw one on the other dwarf, just so he can get up.
He does get up, and oh boy, those pupils are dilated. Well, one of them is. The other's really fucking narrow. He looks around for a moment, takes in the monster. You see his arms raise up in victory. Then looks at his beard to see it tied to Malgern, and he punches you in the face, Malgern.
No,
You're a
they're
shit!
untied. I thought you said they were untied.
No?
No,
No.
I couldn't
He-
untie them.
Now of a 6.
Yeah, look at my sleight of hand. I did not untie it.
Okay. I look at him and say, bad news, you lost.
Ah,
Oh
fuck.
no.
He's gonna go for round 2 now.
no, instead he walks away from you, Malgern, and starts dragging you behind him as he goes for the ladder. You can hear a lot of sort of dwarvish...
Round of drinks.
Just a lot of dwarvish complaints about it, mainly that he's fucking thirsty and this never would have happened to him properly tanked up.
I'm going to offer the dwarves, both dwarves, drinks at the bar.
He also points out that no
Let's see,
arenas
that-
should be above the ground, and obviously the sun was in his eye. This place is completely enclosed. There are no windows that would let in sunlight directly like that.
Clearly it was a fluke, yes.
Pointing out that yeah, exactly. He's just making every excuse he can. Like, having sand under your feet is no way to fight. You have to have smooth, almost polished marble flooring.
We both walk over to the bar, and I'm like,
I asked the owner for a pair of drinks for the dwarves.
They're slid down, and Ushane grabs them both.
How much for the drink?
Well, considering what's in the arena, I think maybe the first one's...
Yeah, I'm willing to let more than a few go on the house, especially since my clientele is kind of narrowed down at this exact moment. How's the rest of my lovely fighters? Salamez, you put on a beautiful show, my champion. And the big golden dragonborn just fucking grins as he continues to talk to a lady of the house. Salamita, shell slide. Little nods and all. Salamita just, still rubbing the bits that are sore. She got fucked up, almost killed, so hey, you managed to save Orbinson's temporary girlfriend. And what about my main show filler, as Horizon West just nimbly leaps down, cat-like if you will, from the second floor. Very quietly. Not a mark on him either. Yes, okay then, so you're all right. Just missing Patience now. But I'm sure she's just fine. In fact, that's probably her work as he points to the south wall, which is where you came in. You can see through a bit of the door and the windows. There's a lot of vines around growing outside it. Healthy ones, though, not grey, brown, or not the grey looking blight ones. That's probably her there making sure nothing got out. So, yes, couple of free drinks for all. However, I have to say, due to unforeseen circumstances, I think it's safe to put all bets off, so you can take your gold there, I'll keep my gold here.
Okay. I get my 5 gold back.
Yep.
So has something like this ever happened before?
You know, it's a funny question. No, this has never happened before. I have never seen anything remotely like this before. Does this happen to you often?
No, this is the first one for me as well.
Well, then I think
the
we're both
headache
stumped.
still there?
It's a little lessened.
Are we?
You can still feel a slight throbbing in the temple.
Okay.
Wait, how did you know I had a headache?
I was just wondering. I was just asking whether I had a headache.
Yeah,
so-
he was asking aloud.
I thought you was... Okay, I thought you had me.
Hello, God, it's me, Zarzul.
Not today, Zarzul. Not today. So yes, pretty hefty mugs are slid out to all of you, on covering the bar. Gadden, meanwhile, is just going up to the completely rigid form of the mangler and just plucking out his bolts.
Zazzle's going to try and untie the bed while they're busy.
Ushane goes fucking rigid when he feels something touching his beard and stares down at you. Then he squints, and then he leans in closer and tries to widen his eyes out.
Oh god.
You fucking rat!
No?
Ah. And goes back to drinking.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's easy enough to untie.
So-
He used big clumsy knots. It's actually kind of childish.
Okay.
So your beards hang free again.
Hooray!
But they're also kind of rigid with a lot of matted, stale blood. Probably mostly his.
That's going to take a bit of stroking to get out.
Yeah.
You know what? Because your hands are so swollen, it is a crit fail, and you start getting tangled up in it.
Yeah, I wanted to roll with disadvantage to see what would happen. That's perfect.
Ushane, meanwhile, brings a tankard up to his face, and about half the contents start pouring down his face. Into his beard, along his chest. Some of it gets into his mouth, but you see the bottom lip's not quite working right. He'll be fine. He does this every now and then, usually not for that long. Jesus, that's a big mark. So, I'm not going to point fingers, but I'm going to say you arriving may have had something to do with this. So, who are you to grace my establishment?
I'm not entirely sure how we had anything to do with this, but can you hear your scent? Also, do you have wine instead of ale?
Yes, for the fancier types, of course. Would you like a red, or a slightly pinker?
Red. Deep red.
Alright, I'll mix a couple for you. He pours in 2 of his red wines into one glass. It does get darker, strangely enough. Also glitters a little bit. It's a little elven trick there from the Black Rose Brewery.
Ah.
It's meant to be mixed together, don't you worry. Sarzul's still passing out the heels. Is this one to yourself?
Getting. Yeah.
That
That's a
one.
yeah. That one.
So I'm going to assume the reason you arrived here is Ushane put out another challenge. He's done that for every fucking night now for the last few days.
I still have the letter, so yeah, I'm gonna put the letter on the bar. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, his writing's improving. He used to misspell shit.
I am gonna laugh at that. Malgurn does laugh at that.
Hussein looks at you squarely. Well, sort of 10 feet past you. Bit to the left.
Yeah, it's like, can he look at me, or is it still?
You can see he's still having trouble with depth perception. And yeah, people start to filter in.
Zazzle's gonna pull down his hood and have a look at these things. See if they change at all.
I assume you mean pull up your hood.
Yeah, whatever. Yep.
They start to tremble and shiver when the hood's up. This you all see. The one that he's closest to is vibrating the most vigorously.
Please take the hood down. Please take the hood down.
Put the hood down, put the hood down.
Yep. Yeah, hood is down. Okay.
Well, I'm feeling a little bit vindicated right now when I assumed you had some correlation with this event.
Oh
As Cornelius
dear.
removes his hands as far away as he can from his belt.
Yeah.
Now is not a good time to fondle your pouches.
Yeah.
Okay, what? Why is this place linked to those?
The tiefling you saw earlier just returning very calmly, sitting down to her normal drink. Not looking at the strange creatures at all.
We may have to find out more information on this man who had these items before. Something is seriously up with them.
Out of curiosity, has this always been an arena?
Well, I mean, I only built the place about 5 years back. Before then, mostly a pub. In fact, some of the bar count over there is still original. Before that, I think it was maybe a livery. Before the city sort of expanded a bit further and on.
Strange.
Yeah. I originally moved, you see. I used to be down in the entertainment district, but decided I'd move here to residential, you know. Bit better land, a bit more open, and plus, that was before they fucking filled the east gate with a load of wooden barricades. There wasn't a risk of invasion knocking every night. But no, it's not like this place was built on an old dwarf burial ground or anything. And I've certainly not pissed off the elves myself personally.
Somehow don't think these creatures have anything to do with elves.
I'm just going down the list of the usual curses, you know. They always say you disturb a dwarven burial mound, now you've got spectres coming out with very finely crafted spooky hammers. You annoy the elves and suddenly nature's going wild and being a bit weird. Don't know what I would have had to annoy to get these things going. The only thing I've pissed off lately has been the living when I present them with a bar tab.
Mm-mm. Can I do an arcana check on these creatures or something? See if I can.
You can
guess
give it a
myself
go.
as to what it is.
It's a very tough one. The most you can glean is, like, everything about them just says these are not of the material plane, or at least not of the normal conventional kind. These are probably not even, like, they're not fey creatures. They don't seem like devils or fiends. The way they act is just utterly separate and bizarre. That's the most you can really just get just eyeing them. So, you can think back over your years of study and all, nothing. Not a fucking thing about any of this. This thing doesn't follow rules. That's about as much as you can work out. course, mechanically it does follow rules. It only gets the one action, you know, multiple attacks. Has proficiency in stealth. And the big creature, yeah, you've no idea. You've not seen anything like this. You've not heard anything talked about like this.
What in the world is these creatures?
As the big, huge buff tabaxi raises a hand. So, safe to move? Because they're sort of near my seat.
All I could do is shrug.
Sure then.
I'll be honest, I have no clue.
As he pushes it, it's like it's just turned to liquid as it just flows down into a puddle on the floor. It starts to
Well, there's
collapse
your
together
answer.
and congeal. And he's very quickly shaking his hands to try and get anything off. You know what, I'm going to sit over here. That'll do me. Yes, this is comfortable. I'm fine. Striding over as if he meant to do that.
Like a true cat.
Horizon West, meanwhile, peers over at Castelia. Hello, mademoiselle.
Yes, what do you want?
Well, we both survived this horrible encounter together. And I feel that means we have something special. There's a puff of flame out of Congrats.
Yes, I do have something special. And I hug Kagrat's arm.
Hey, shell slide. As he just shifts over to sit with his buddy, tail drooped, ears drooped. It's not been a good day. You also notice his accent has changed. You know, I did well. Not a mark on me today. I was fencing well. You doing well, little buddy. That's their story. Congrats, meanwhile. I should have thought that through, huh?
It's fine. Your heart was in the right place.
Feel a little stupid, though.
Well, the heart and the head, they fight a lot. But you're still here, and we should just get you home to rest a little.
Oh, no, I'm fine. Barely a mark now. It's just big fucking rent in his shoulder. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. You were great, though. So, any idea what any of this was?
I give a shrug of my shoulders. I have not a clue. I have never seen these things before.
Well, I can mention that they're definitely not part of the Fae. Like, they're not part of any known thing. You don't
Yeah.
find in any regular books.
I mean, I've got a bit of a sense for certain things, and yeah. Not thinking they're not undead. Didn't look it, but, you know, it's nice to make sure. And now we get back to Castalia's other man. As a small pillar of black smoke rises up. Very subtly, though, because it's a very public place. I think I want one of them. You could always claim it as a ritual of some sort, just a bed of ash big enough. I'll take one of the solid ones, though. I don't need a puddle.
Well, I suppose I'll be here helping to clean up then.
Good job, apprentice. I look forward to it. This may be fun. And slowly slips away. Cornelius, you saw plainly. As did you, Rain. The rest didn't really notice because it's just a bit of smoke.
Yeah, we just know what it is.
Yep.
It's also where Cornelius starts thinking, all right, that's probably something else that she probably wants to tell.
Okay, I've told you a lot, but also I've got a sugar daddy. It's nothing weird, he just untapped my magical potential. And now I have to do his bidding every now and again. But look, it's fine, it's fine. He just looks terrifying.
Look, I know you're a paladin and he is probably some sort of hell demon, but...
Look, bro, come on, it's cool.
He's just from
Wait, wrong
Shadowfell, the
game.
plane where everything is dark and evil and eroding at all times. A land where there is nothing good whatsoever. But it's fine, it's fine. He's different. They're always different. Plus, look at this sick-ass whip.
Oh, warlocks are fucking great.
Ball's still in your court, guys. Like, you know, guards are coming in, and there is some back and forth chatter even with some of you, but it's just the basic questioning, and, you know, telling the truth means, okay, you're fine. Because these things just appeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely just, yeah, we walked in, the doors started fighting, and suddenly that thing showed up.
Salamita is just fucking head and hands on the bench. Just looking at the wall. One of those things of, well, what the fuck do I do now? So she's just choosing to focus on a brick. Find the center.
Yeah, Cornelius has definitely gotta call it a night with all these things because holy shit, he fucking died and he kind of just need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
Rain would probably try to leave early as well.
Now,
it's something I'm sort of worried about, but I'm going to... Cornelius, just before you go,
Mm-hmm.
can we... let's go upstairs and have a look at the woman that died.
That was a guy, I thought.
it's hard to
whoever
tell
it was.
now, but it was a guy.
Yeah. Okay. Why'd they focus on him? If we were the targets.
Hmm. Good point.
Good job, Webgun, because I was really expecting you all to have forgotten that completely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can loot
No
the
faith in us.
body before the guards realise we're taking stuff off it if there's something important.
Luckily, there's quite a lot of
Right.
people to question, because, you know, big
Also-
crowd.
Rain, you probably want to mention something about a certain cloth that was mentioned by a certain tabaxi.
In a certain place at a certain time in a certain universe where we're all uncertain.
Okay, now I'm just totally confused. What transpired?
Well, when the tabaxi went into the room, he took out. He said the only thing that was remaining was like a piece of cloth.
Oh yeah. In which case, yeah, she would have told the guards about that. She would have.
That wasn't what he was talking about.
Yeah, no, but she wouldn't think to tell them about it. She might think of it in a passing thing. Oh yeah, the one guy had a cloth, and Tabaxi probably still has it.
No, it's sitting on the floor. It's sitting on the floor here. He waved it off with his flourishes.
Oh.
Okay. Thought he took it with him or
I
something.
mean, as I say, alright, I mean... I guess we'll ask the proprietor about it. Or at least about him. Okay. He's really got no idea how to handle... There was a cloth here around, you know, this devastation and these weird creatures. Like a length of fabric,
Okay.
not taking priority.
Okay, Zazzle is going to find said fabric and pick it up.
Yep.
It was up here
Mhm.
on the other screen.
Yeah, it's still there among all.
And
And you see that this thing is still standing rigid yet kind of wibbly. With a cloth near
Okay.
it.
I take said cloth and move it further away. Is it less wibbly?
Nope. No change.
Okay. Okay.
It's not vibrating in the same way. It's just like it seems like there's a breeze playing on it, kind of thing.
Okay. I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
It is
See
magic.
if it... Okay, the cloth is magic. There's nothing else among the possessions?
You'd also know that there is the school of necromancy on the cloth.
Okay.
Among the rest of it is a couple of personal effects and a bit of a thoroughly punctured traveler's bag. Looks like this guy, carried light. Just some personal effects, a
Okay.
few bits of scattered coin, some of them in cleave slark right through.
The bag wasn't magical, was it? No,
Nope.
Just the cloth?
Just a cloth.
Okay. Okay, let's... Cornelius, shall we take this with us?
Correction, actually. There is one more thing that is magical in that room. One pillow.
Hello?
A pillow,
Just
yes.
look at
What sort of...
just look at a place from all the other pillows.
It looks very clean. Very, very clean. Considering all the rest are completely fucking bathed in blood.
Oh yeah, but does it look like it has sort of the same shape as the other pillows?
Yeah. Looks like a nice, decent pillow. It doesn't look overly ornate or anything. And the school
What type
enchantment.
Okay. Interesting, but not really important at this point, I think.
Comfort man should always be front and center.
Isn't going to steal a pillow.
Yeah. At the moment, we're robbing from the dead. Let's not go further and start robbing from bad people.
There's a line, damn it.
Across the hall, a doorway slowly opens, and a man looks out with a sheet wrapped around his midsection. Hi.
Okay.
Hello?
God, they're multiplying.
We heard a lot of screaming.
Yeah,
It's over
it's
now?
over now.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be.
Closes the door back. And goes back inside.
Okay. Cornelius, do you want to store the cloth in your pouch?
I would rather not do anything with these pouches at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. Let us go.
Don't forget
I
you
need
have
to
a hide.
rest.
Don't forget you have a hiding spot in your cummerbund.
Yeah. Would the cloth fit in there?
Yeah. Bundled up. Like you can.
Okay.
It's basically a scarf.
Okay. In it goes. And let us head home. I need a rest and recuperation as well.
Oh, come on. You can't go yet, little one, as Salamez stands up. I haven't fought yet tonight. Yeah, we won't be doing that. We will not be having any more fights tonight for obvious reasons. Salamez, please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. But I've got a title defense. I'm going to be a fucking champion again. And again, every night I'm a fucking champion. Yeah, that's great and all. We're not doing that tonight. Sit on down, have another drink. Go on, there's a good lad.
On the way out, I'm going to heal this lady here. Just throw a cure wounds on the way past, as it were.
Your head starts to throb quite a bit.
Okay.
And she also looks to be discomforted.
Oh dear.
As Cornelius just fucking whips out the door.
Yeah, I look confused and decide to do to fix that. Who's level? That was supposed to be level 2. I'm an idiot.
Who are you healing?
The one that's injured. You said she looked uncomfortable, so I'm like, well, there you go. I'll just heal her while I
Yeah,
go
she was
by.
wincing as Zarzul got closer. Sucking in a bit of air between her teeth.
Needs to talk later. Bye.
Do we?
Maybe.
What was that thing?
Gone.
It was a kobold, but armed and fought. It's not normal. Usually they were first to run. She's just sort of saying this absently into the air. And the party retreat to home with tails between legs, yes?
Oh, some
no,
of them at
we did
least.
quite well.
How about the rest of the party? There's still 2 left in there.
Well, while we're walking back, I've got to start asking Sasu. So, I think I have an idea what your theory is. I think we might have combined a set here.
Yes, and she was half orc, was she, or something? I can't remember what she was.
Hobgoblin.
May also have a hobgoblin. May also have a piece.
Yes, and it went for me, it went for you, it went for her, and the man upstairs.
Yes.
4 pieces. Let's make certain that we don't bring all 4 pieces together once again. Oh wait, actually, hang on. Didn't it also attack the woman at the bar? Or
Nope, that was it getting Zarzul.
Okay.
Malgurn and
Yeah.
Castella, you can see that she's doing some amazing bobbing and weaving of getting to the vats and then back again around the creature that's still standing.
As we leave the arena area, do the headaches sort of go away?
Yeah. Yeah, you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed again, except for Cornelius, who fucking died.
Yeah. No, that means. Oh, what the hell is that place sitting on?
I don't think it's the place, it was the items all combined in one place.
Possibly. This is worrying. We need to find out about this guy.
Whatever these things are, remember, as I have taken some exploration into some of the items here, they always came up into somewhere else. Something not of our astral planes. Your hut included.
Yes. We'll have to find out what the scarf does.
So, while the 3 nerds walk off, Castelia, Malgurn, you're still in the arena.
Yeah, I noticed them leaving, so I finished my drink.
But another drink is slid in place of it.
I'm just gonna take it with me. And is there any bar food or anything on the bar or anything?
Yeah, there's quite a few smattering little bowls of various sort dried fruits.
I don't think I managed to eat. I'm pretty sure I ordered food when I turned up and then got distracted.
Yep.
All right, well, I grabbed some of that.
Yeah, there's no nuts, of course, but nuts were on delay.
Walk over here, give some of it to Wolfgang, and say we should probably go. And I point to
Wolfgang
follow-
isn't actually there.
Yeah, Wolfgang
here.
would have left with Zarzul.
Okay, never mind then.
No, Wolfgang wasn't here at all.
Oh, that's
Wolfgang
right,
was
yeah.
back guarding the Splicer Beast.
Yep.
In that case, I walk over here and mention that the rest of the party left. You think we should follow them?
Theo?
Castelia.
Hello?
Noticing that they're
Robert's
locking
story.
lips, I walk out.
No, there we go. He doesn't have lips. What were we going to say, Pio?
Nothing.
Well, he's asking, should we stay or go?
We should go.
All right, then.
And I down the drink, put it down because I'm not going to take the glass with me, and walk out.
Yeah, feel free to return any time. Probably tomorrow or the next day when we're back in business.
I nod on my way out.
You hear some stomping behind you. It's a little bit limpy. Ushane is approaching. You're a maggot. And then he walks back to the bar.
Jimmy, you've upgraded.
As I'm walking out, I just yell back to him, "And you're a shit!"
Fuck I am. He just sinks into his drink.
Oh no, what have I done? I mean, to be fair, he deserves it. But...
Exactly. So everyone's leaving yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I assume you're going right back home.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Not that we actually need this map, so we might as well just go to the city view. Unless hopping around rooms matters right now.
Not particularly.
Yeah, it's a bit busy when you get along the back, Bit of foot traffic, people being a bit rubbernecking, trying to go in for it. But it's not that hard to get back home. Let's see here, I'll just shrink this one down. So yeah, you are home, everything seems fine.
Okay then, well, I'm ready to basically... Ah!
Nice.
Talk about a fucking jump scare right there.
I was wondering, I'm like, why is Cordelia suddenly way bigger than everybody?
Anyway, continue your thoughts while I fix this.
Yeah, so... Oh yeah, also, first of all, hey Troop, hopefully nothing happened while we were gone.
No, it's actually okay.
Well, that's good.
Are you going to tell Droop what happened?
No. Anyway, Cecil, could you get me over the cloth so I can take a look at it?
I hand over the cloth.
Whip up the pearl.
As you focus on it, you take your time. You're waiting for that feeling of a presence around you. But it seems kind of distant right now. And mechanically, the sash lets you use your action to roll up to 2 hit dice plus your con mod once. So 2 hit dice, but only 1 con mod. And only once a day. You regain the rolled HP and half of that value in temp HP. But it's a once a day thing.
Nice.
Once a day self heal. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And again,
Oh, it
up to
doesn't
2.
have.
Hmm?
I was just thinking, it doesn't actually sort of seem to match the other realms, so maybe it is a set piece.
It is attunement, as all the other pieces are.
Yeah.
But then it's also
Unless
giving
it
you...
was the fucking pillow.
You can go back one day and just sit there for 10 minutes staring at a pillow.
Can I rent your murder room?
So what did you say? 2 hit die?
2 hit die, plus 1 con mod. Only once a day, though. But you get back the HP, and then you get half the value in temp HP. So it's a fairly good burst of healing. Might be subject to change, but for now we'll see how it affects the numbers. Because it's not like I can test all this shit out.
I add it to the treasury.
Isn't
You
the
know
max
what?
tune 3 pieces per person?
Yep. You know, unless one of you wants to become a special member.
I'm just thinking with how's the whole piece set then if everything needs attunement?
For a single $20 payment, you too can get an extra attunement slot and up to 5 purple or better magic items, custom made.
Some items don't need an attunement, like say a +1 sword. Technically does not need attunement.
Yeah.
It's
It's just
generally
the-
only a more special item. So if one of these items is, say, like a +1 hood that doesn't do anything, that can be part of the set, but not have an attunement requirement.
Okay. Yeah.
Mechanically speaking. There could also be story reasons.
Mm-hmm. There could be exceptional things.
This doesn't feel like the other items.
Well, you say that you still feel the presence, it's just not close by right now. It's not looming in.
Oh, okay.
Maybe because you've recently killed whatever it is watching.
Well, one thing is for certain, I'm not entirely interested in trying to see what happens if I put this in the pouch. So let's keep that away from each other. No. I'm worried about this, so I would probably suggest we keep it at least downstairs for now. Let's not carry too much around in case we meet others with similar equipment.
Yeah. It's I'm thinking even with all the pieces together, now they're away from the bar with not having the headache thing. Possibly good. We should make note of headaches may be sign of bad things about to happen.
In any case, if you have one of these items,
Yeah. We may. I think just thinking we probably should leave as much of these behind when we go to the parties we're attending, because this would be a bad thing to happen in the middle of a
It's a good
celebration.
conversation point.
I was about to say you don't want to show off.
I look at the elf disdainfully.
I mean, also get the blame for summoning him in the first place, but you know.
I was joking there. I didn't actually say that out loud.
Not sure this elf has our best interests in heart.
well, as can you just leave the cloth on the table? In any case, I'll be heading to bed. Rain, do you think you can fix some of this in the morning?
Sure, no problem.
Pointing at the torn clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that for you.
Thanks.
Are you feeling okay, considering what happened?
No. But I guess I'll just have to move on. And then he walks up the stairs.
Probably a good thing he's not feeling good. He did just die.
I immediately look to see if Droop's in the room.
No, he's following Cornelius, of course, because he's got to set his bed out for him.
I
He's
kind
got-
of do the side. Don't say that when Droop's around.
Oh, right, sorry. But yes, Cornelius, you enter your room. Droop is there to pick up coat, fold it, help your boots off, stash the belt, and generally just help everything be very comfortable, even fluffs the pillow.
Oh, thank you, Droop.
Then he looks out the window to see it's probably like not even 3 p.m. So he just draws the curtain.
Appreciate it, Droop.
Sleep well.
Thank you. Yeah, there was something that happened at the arena. Don't worry. I handle it. I'm just a little beaten up.
Okay. I'm gonna go do more study, but where I can have a light.
Thank you. You're doing good.
No. I close the door.
Poor Droop.
Lorna and Pupplesworth are entertaining each other by, again, hissing, getting at each other. Wolfgang just swatting one, putting the paw on the Pupplesworth head. And then with Lorna, he just sort of bodies across, even though she's starting to get almost as big as him.
This could be a problem in the future.
Because it's not a cat.
Yeah, it's a kitten.
It's only a week or two old now. Right, Malgern?
Sure. No, I honestly have a hard time keeping track of time and
Yeah, same.
campaigns because it feels a lot longer than it actually has been.
Yep. I mean, you guys, I don't think you're even on the 2-month part for campaign time, but we've been doing this for nearly a year and a half. Well,
Yeah,
definitely
so
a year and a half now.
it's nothing against you, or I'm not. It's not that I'm not paying attention. I just have a hard time.
So, you guys are left to your own devices now. The wizard's out of the way. It's time to party.
He would have been out of the way if it wasn't for the stupid elf. I mean, what?
No, I wasn't going to let Cornelius die.
Have
For
we
some
actually
reason.
decided which party we're going to?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, welcome back to real life. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys decided on the boar hens. Because
Yeah.
they're blue.
Like the fireworks that are going off on the side of my house. Is that consistently coming through? Because I keep trying to mute it, but I can't tell when they're going to be sending the stupid things off.
Like
I haven't heard anything.
Don't worry about it, it's just treason day. Let's not let them spoil our fun like last time. And then they harp on about it for centuries. Ungrateful fucking colonials. Anyway. So it's round about dinner time. You still got all your options, or you could just have a nice carousing night. You go party, hang out with friends, chat. All the things we can't currently do.
Wait, you mean you did that stuff before the quarantine?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway. So, what are you guys going to do? Fill your time. Anything you want to get done? Any conversing?
Wizard is
Negative.
gonna help you this time.
The cleric's probably just going to be playing fetch with Pufflesworth.
Of course, I get back to it. Before Malgern can get to dedicating his time to his not a cat, Kagrat steps over to him. So how'd that feel?
I'll tell you when it stops feeling a little bit.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it
You
kind
had
of
to
hurts still.
Forget the pain. You took him down. He challenged you, questioned your pride, and you put him down. Don't you feel anything
Yeah, I
about
did.
that?
I mean, now that you mention it, yeah, it does feel kind of good.
Yeah.
Huh, maybe he'll do it again.
Or you go after something bigger.
I suppose there's always that.
The ruling champion.
I'm not the champion.
No, he's suggesting
Yes.
you go after Salamez.
Oh,
The huge
I
golden dragonborn with his golden sword.
Who looks like right nonce.
And that's it. It's just... Don't you have... Come on, man. Don't you have any drive? You just prove that you're better.
did I?
Sort of. Would have been smarter if you picked up your sword. Then also would have been smarter if I brought my armor, but... Wasn't expecting that kind of problem.
Yeah, me neither.
But you both handled it wonderfully.
Thanks, sweetie. Oh, yeah. This is yours, yeah? He offered up a long sword. We also picked up your... Also managed to, pick up your armor. I don't think any of his got mixed in.
Check it over. Does it all look right?
Yeah. I mean, yours was pretty much just like a splint, so it's just really a vest. Oh, I
Thank
did
you.
take a look at his. His had very large buckles.
Yeah, what can I say? And I kind of tap my stomach.
I mean... How did it feel to be in the ring? When you were just squaring off against him. You wanted to win, didn't you?
Of course I did.
But why? Why did you want to win? Was it to shut him up? Or was it to show that you could do it?
Well, at first it was just, nobody likes losing.
Yeah. But it's not that simple, is it? It's not about the losing.
Thought it was, but I guess you're right.
Because it's not like you're a novice at this.
Wait, Malgarn wins at things?
I do sometimes, yes.
We've only got one example, I think, because he backed out of the oil wrestling.
I did, yeah. So hoping y'all forgot that. Fuck.
No, I never forgot, man. He's still waiting for his challenge. When all you could offer him is skin of dead rodent. But it was more than just going through emotions, wasn't it? Come on, it had to have been.
Well, yeah, there was a moment there when I could have grabbed a weapon and I chose not to. I guess that's something.
Yeah, it's...
Didn't
Not
really
really the
seem
one we should-
right.
Well, at the time, it actually was the smarter thing to do. But I'm talking about after that, when it was just the two of you. That's what we should really focus on here. Let's forget where you didn't grab a weapon to fight the large monster that was destroying the arena. We'll not focus on that part. We'll focus on the bit after, when it was just dwarf for dwarf. It was just one man who was insulting your pride. 'Cause that's all that was in it. I mean, it's not like coin changed hand afterwards.
Oh, I'm sure I did, but I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do you have any fucking pride, man? Because you've been acting like you don't. I've not seen a dwarf that's this passive.
I mean, being me, trying to do stuff, I always used to get shouted down, I guess. I just learned to accept it. So I guess I stopped.
You're not an old man, are you? I can't honestly tell with dwarves.
I don't think I am.
Let me check.
No.
I'll just cut my finger off and see how many rings are in there.
I am 253.
Oh, fuck.
And
Well, that's not as much for dwarves.
that was rolled.
That actually is kind of a big bit for dwarves. Like, 5e dwarves don't live a huge amount of centuries.
On average, they live about 350 years. So yeah.
You're about
You're
mid-age.
Well, no, if he's 250, he's over the hill.
Yeah, 120.
He's about 100 years from the average death.
Do you want to maybe edit that bit there, Valkyrie?
I think I'm gonna shorten that. I did randomly roll that, but yeah, let's just change that
Let's
number.
trim a little bit there.
You're considered young until you hit the age of 50. So just keep that in mind.
I'm considered, so let's just say, I'll just take the 1 off that and say that I'm 43.
That's what gets me with Northern Party as well. Like, Malco seems like the most responsible and wise and mature. He's the youngest by a clear margin, thanks to Dragonborn
Yeah.
just
I'll
aging
just,
so
I'll
fast.
shave 100-something years off that and say that Malgern is 43. So he's still considered young. That would make sense.
Also, it means his dad could probably be alive. I mean, why give up? You've got time to carve a legend, man.
Now you have time to carve a legend.
I
Yeah,
tried
now
to
you
carve
have
it.
time. Yeah.
I kind of joke with him. Yeah, I tried to carve a legend once. My father said it looked like shit.
Probably was. But you're getting better. You've fought some nasty creatures. You've done good things.
And Malgern does have a thought at, like, when he says you've done good things, I actually have to think about like have we?
Malgern
Yes.
specifically?
Yeah.
By association, yes.
Jury's still out on that one a little bit.
But by
You were
himself, what is
you
he?
You were part of groups that did something.
Well,
Yeah,
he was part
I
of
just-
a group that
I
did
wouldn't
something.
Take that literally.
Yeah. Being part of a group that did something is still important.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, specifically him? For calls he's made?
To be fair, though, he wasn't the one who decided to ride around a large murder ball.
No. He did decide to try and have a rat eat through Droop.
You just retcon that. No, okay.
He was part of the decision-making process that left a two-headed giant and his wife alive to eat more travelers in future.
Yeah, see, that's more what I'm thinking about.
He did run off to fight a Hydra with the rest of the party. So, we'll say, yeah, passing credits. Yeah. You've got like a B- on do-gooding right now. But it's a group project. The solo essay portion, probably failing. Here's a question. Has Malgern changed his shield since the first campaign?
Yes.
Okay. That's one avenue I can't tackle.
Actually, how long has it been?
6 months.
How long? 6 months? No, probably not, actually. Yeah, it hasn't been that long. We just had no. So no, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So you still have the mark of your god on the shield, or
Yeah, it would still have Morden on it.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if it's only been like 6 months, yeah, that shield would still be fine.
Probably a bit wrecked. Probably a bit scuffed. Morden's
Like
probably lost his
functional.
nose.
Yeah.
Do you stare at
Well,
the
not-
shield thinking?
No, it's the mark. It would just have an anvil, like a flaming anvil on it. It wouldn't
Yeah.
have a.
A full face representation. That'd be a pretty good shield, though.
Yeah.
Just the scowling face of a dwarf on a shield in full 3D relief.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's Morden. is
crushed
just
him with the
kind of
beard.
Like a flaming anvil.
Well, in that case, he looks at that there. This wasn't just a nice little pattern, was it? It was part of you wanting to do more.
Once upon a time, maybe.
Still here. You've still got a lot of chances to do something.
Yeah, we had chances to do something.
Yeah. I'm going to put you on the spot
Just
now.
ask
Why?
Cornelius.
You had an oath, didn't you?
Again, once upon a time.
Why'd you abandon it?
We didn't finish the job.
What, so if something got away? Maybe in multiple?
You could say that. You could say that. He's not going to outright admit it because that's like, oh shit.
But you didn't break it, he just dropped it.
I hung it up, I guess you could
Mhm.
say.
Yeah, sure. Which means it can be taken down, put back in the hand. I was going to say you could pick it up anytime you want, but you decided to go with a different analogy. So yeah, you can just bring it off the shelf and dust it off. I'm straightening this a bit, but yes. Anytime, you can just get back onto it. But you gotta have the drive for it. Did you fail it, or did you just stop bothering?
Never really thought about it like that.
Or you just think, fighter looks fun, I'll play that class for a campaign. Spells are annoying.
No, I did think about,
Yeah, I mean, you want to try something else, yeah.
totally dust it off. No, there we
Yeah.
go. Just felt like failure at the time. Maybe I was wrong.
I mean, there's always never a chance at the moment. Plenty of opportunities to be something more. Although, don't follow my example today, that was embarrassing.
Algern not sure how to respond to this because he wasn't really paying attention.
He kind of did the same thing, but different. Oh yeah, all his eyes were just on the massive side of the beast.
I remember him like jumping down into the pit.
Yeah, he's gonna see the confusion on your face. I jumped right in without a weapon or armor. I had to climb back up to get your sword.
I kind of smile. I was like, it's okay. Neither of us had weapons or armor either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, but we shouldn't do that again.
Let's not. As I'm kind of like looking at my bruises.
And your giant hands.
Still
Like Lorna puts her
stubby.
paw on one, you can see all the skin shift around the bloods, but it's just pooling underneath it.
I kind of wincing, like, oh, that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah. But next time, we'll tackle it shoulder to shoulder.
I'd like that.
We'll do it with pride. Because there's no point just swinging, cutting things down. Gotta at least have some fun with it.
And I'm kind of stupefied because I've never actually... I don't think Malgern's considered the term fun. He's never considered fun in any of this.
You can see the Kagratz has, as he's looking over Castalia for a moment.
Because it's always been about... It's not about fun, it's about sending a message.
Yeah. It's about just putting them down.
Yeah.
It's about not having the wizard smile and laugh at me. It's about getting back at Dad. Fuck you, Dad! Wait. No. Maybe not. It's about not letting the elf have satisfaction. That's what it's about.
Yeah, like that time I threw the rock at him and he caught it. It's like, fuck.
I'd forgotten about that bit, yeah.
Yeah.
The stylish
what's his
posing
name?
elf, yeah, from Lost Mines of Fendelver.
I tried to knock the apple out of his hand and...
You rolled badly and he caught it. Oh man, the fucking knee-jerk reactions of the party. There's an elf posing. I'm gonna throw a rock at him. Hello, I'm a druid. I'm leaving. Not dealing with a dirt wizard. Fuck this, I'm out.
That was hilarious.
And now Congrats just stands there for a minute. Rubs his shoulder a bit. I'm gonna go cook. Yeah,
Are you sure you don't want to lie down for a bit?
well, yeah, but I might as well get my strength back first.
Well, at least let me help.
Yeah, that's a better option, actually, as he backs away from Elgarin. Oh, just gonna put myself in her hands. What's the worst of laying with a devil?
Yeah, I need to go lay down myself. I'm gonna... As he's kind of like looking at his hands, like, it's not working.
You have to keep holding them up, because if you lay them down, they just keep getting warmer.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Congrats will grab one of your hands lightly, put a few points in there, and it looks better. It's gonna come into like an all-over bruise, but it's not as swollen looking.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
My fingers, they work again.
I mean, it's a big ego thing to say, but that's my oath. I'm here to make things better. Something we can all do.
And again, Malgern just kind of perk up, like he said the O word again, so it's like, ugh, this is all starting to hit home for him.
You don't need an oath to do it. You just need to want to. With great power comes a min-max profile.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
You really are. His stat block is fucking disgusting.
If I didn't give Siegfried the dwarf belt, I'd have a 20 in Constitution right now.
No, it only raises to a number. It doesn't go up.
Oh, okay.
Same thing as the Ogre
yeah.
Gauntlets. Yeah, let's take a look at this shit.
Plus
Yeah.
2 to Constitution.
Yeah, I'm gonna spoil his fucking stats here. 20, 18, 18, 10, 15, 12.
Dang, nice block.
Yeah. And yet he's been everyone's sort of punching boy.
Yep.
Yeah, despite the numbers.
Because you've got
can't
no
quite
fucking
deliver.
drive, man, and Congrats is pulling it out of you. Come on.
Oh, wait, it's a belt of Dwarvenkind?
Yeah.
It increases con by 2.
Oh,
It
there we
does
go. Then
not-
it would give him 20.
Yeah, it maxes out.
But it was more helpful to Siegfried.
Yeah. And it's still on him, wherever he is. Along with a luck blade and a cloak of protection and a ring of shielding.
And the knowledge on how to make healing potions.
No, he hasn't been trained in that yet.
Okay.
In fact,
Oh no.
there's a knock at the door.
Basil will go and open it. Hello, friend!
There is a bear, but is also a hedge. And it just starts pushing its way through the doorway.
It's fine.
Mm.
And then it's back to Adagoon.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, I'm 90% positive that's Adagoon. Otherwise, I'm going to be horribly upset.
Oh, I was hoping for a wee bit of a yell or something, but alright.
It doesn't work when we've already known what you can do.
Oh, no, but you know, might as well give it a go. You might have had a guest. Well, you do. And he's not even looking at me. Well, I couldn't blame him. Escagrats is just all about Castalia right now.
Also, you're not the most you weren't the most horrible looking thing we've seen today.
Yeah.
Might actually not even be in the top 5.
Well, I've never really gone for being horrible. So thanks,
Or at least,
we'll assume.
yeah.
Alright. Who's gonna be my good student then?
This has a win if no one else is putting their hand up.
He looks around. Malgurin's just playing with Lorna. Rain with Pufflesworth. Gastali with Kagrats.
I'm looking at Zarzul and I can go, yeah, if you want to.
Are you sure? I'm gonna give you all a little moment here just to think about the implications, possibilities. Alright, wee one. As he just grabs your whole arm in one hand and lifts you off the floor to go to the kitchen.
Yep. This is fine.
I'm gonna be learning you how to make yourself your basic level healing potion. It's actually not that difficult. The main thing is ingredients are a bit expensive. It's tough to kind of get it all. But there's a few wee bits and pieces you could do to cut costs. Where did I put that fucking file? Here we go. So yeah. A few wee things we're going to do first. Going to introduce you to a few wee plants of a region. Some of them have got a bit of use in potion of healing. Going to ask you about that later. And yeah, he's just starting to drill you now on this here. He's bringing out samples, showing them off. None of them are fun plants, as you notice. They all have very distinct purposes of helping.
Okay.
Nothing
Still
mind
paying
expanding.
Still paying rep attention.
Yep. And that'll take you a few hours tonight, pretty much your entire evening. What's everyone else up to, Van?
Helping to cook. Like I said I would.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. I mean, you're a tiefling. You've got hell blood. You're naturally hotter than a normal person. Is that +2 charisma if it does it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, it's starting to bead from your forehead. Congrats is piling on the spices. He's doing a few of his local delicacies. It's a lot of pepper. A lot of chili. He's drying those chilies out now. But yeah, it's a hell of a step up from the sort of bland porridge and hydrated ration food stuff you've had lately. Like, everything about it has potency to it. The smell, touching it, you can feel the heat come from the spoon. That's easy enough to make while Zarzul is getting taught very carefully about the lessons of how to fix a problem. Even Adagoon's accent is getting through. How about Rain and Malgurn?
Since Zarzul is occupied, I'm actually going to try getting Lorna to kind of sit and stay without his assistance. See if I can do it on my own.
Just being very direct, very clear in your statements?
Yes. Very, very basic, very clear.
Whenever she gets distracted, do you do anything specific?
I kind of, snap my fingers, try to direct her attention back to me.
Give me an animal handling roll. It's a little tricky. She's not overly curious about anything going on right now, She's not getting overly distracted. It's just she's not really taking you seriously. She's just watching the hand and not paying attention to anything else, really. The lesson's not really getting through. Rain. How about you?
I'm actually just playing with Puffles. We're trying to do the whole idea of, okay, this is how we want to play.
Fair enough, then. And yeah, Zarzul, you don't have proficiency in an alchemy kit, but you do have a free one now. It was a gift.
Okay.
Proficiency will come with time.
Aw.
And yeah, it was a very hot meal. Very flavoursome. But if any of you partake in it, your nose is running, sweat's dripping. It's a sharply bitter autumn night, and oh man, you feel like you're in a summer sun. But it's nice.
Can't feel any worse than how I felt earlier.
No, it might later, though.
Oof, yeah.
You don't have a refrigerator you can put toilet paper in right now? But yeah, full-on big job curry. Something that makes your elbows go numb. And yeah, evening winds down. Cornelius' food is brought up to you by Droop. It's the same potent mix, but hey,
Yeah.
it's different.
It just proves that I am still alive.
It reminds you that because pain is life, pain is love.
Yeah, I'm just going to use some prestidigitation on it to reduce the spiciness of it.
It's amazing that it even came out on time. Castalia was a help in the kitchen, but he was easily distracted. Nighttime arrives. Any conversations, any interactions? Zarzul, your head is flooded with facts and figures and quantities. On the bright side, though, you have an inkling now. Maybe if you tried doing certain amounts of what you like, it would work out better.
Ooh, yeah.
You've got the thought that now you could apply a scientific method.
Excellent.
Also, if you want to make a quick run, it's easy enough to find someone selling some pipeweed.
Most definitely.
Yeah, because it's nighttime and there's a few bars near you. You can easily find the Cloud.
Yep. I go in search of the slightly smoky area. Open the door and probably be assailed by the heavy smoky area.
Nah, it's not that bad. There's a few guys lounging around. Couple of... your first stop is the closest bar, because that's the obvious choice. There's quite a few guys with feet up, pipes out, a few women partaking as well. A lot of mercenary crowd, you're noticing. A lot of battered, well-worn armor. A few weapons clanking about. No one's checking at the door.
It's fine. Okay. I'm going to have a look around for the halflings.
Those are the ones you find with no weapons or armor, but they're in the biggest cloud.
Yep.
They have big, ornate pipes. There is one that looks straight up like he is smoking from a dragon's tail.
I really need to get myself a good pipe.
Another from a prancing dryad around a tree trunk. Honestly, you couldn't smoke that one around families. There'd be questions.
Yep.
And one looks like a big creature. Roll nature. Looks like some sort of land beast.
Oh dear. We're going down the rabbit hole, are we? Where's me nature? There's me nature.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's some sort of hairless, long-nosed anteater with very big teeth. Huge ears, too. You're not really sure what the deal is with those. But it's an impressive-looking pipe. In fact, it's taking two halflings to hold it up. It's got the father and the obvious son, whose only job there is to hold the pipe. He is not getting to speak.
Hello, friends.
Hey, buddy!
How are you all doing tonight?
It's all going well. Food's great. Drinks, not enough, but we'll get there.
Uh, I was just wondering whether you could recommend a place to buy some pipeweed from around here.
Ah, hell. We make it. Gotta have your own
excellent.
brand. What are you looking?
Yes.
I do
Yeah,
a very mellow one. Him, you can feel it right down to the back of your gullet. And Boise here, he likes the fragrant stuff. You know, it's got more scent than it's got a taste.
I wouldn't mind purchasing some of each, actually.
Ah, sure,
It's
no
always good.
problem. You looking for a big bag or just a little sample?
Just a big bag.
Big bag each, alright. Yeah, sure, and it's sort of little hush sort of twittering between them. Yeah, alright, we can give you a bag like this here. It comes out as a dense bag of sugar.
Yep.
This would be a month's supply kind of thing. Maybe longer.
Okay, yep.
5 silver each.
Okay. I hand over the money.
Nice doing customs with you.
No worries. Thank you, good sirs.
No problem. If you need another top-up, we're usually here, most nights.
Thank you. I'll remember that.
Yep. Enjoy. Good puffing. If I can pick up my pipe, boy. You are now supplied.
Yes.
Something we've been meaning to get round to for a few days.
Yep. I was going to try before, but something interrupted.
Meanwhile, back at the house, as Kagratz is cleaning up in the kitchen, Gastalia, the pillar of smoke rises again as you're standing outside.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you're going to be occupied tonight.
Well, I do have to return to the bar and clean.
Good, you didn't forget.
No.
Fascinating creatures. Will you be doing that sort of thing most nights?
Conjuring something I've never seen before? Or fighting it? Can't really say.
It did
didn't
look like a
expect-
fight, I'm meaning with the scaled one.
Hmm. I figure not every night.
Alright, I know which times now to look away.
It's a hell of a show.
It was different, certainly. You don't get that here in the Shadowfell. I've heard them joke it's one of the first parts that drops off. But for your own privacy,
Thank you.
but yes, fascinating creatures those. Pure in a way, and yet so twisted. They had nothing to them except the slaughter. Wonderful. So yes, just the one is all I need. I believe that is all, unless you have something to bring up, apprentice.
No. Not at the moment.
That Yosef. Good craftsman.
Oh, exemplary.
Well, now, a bit far, but yes, good one to learn from. Fundamentals are always key. And yet, a challenge here. To make but a nail, it takes much work to get the hellfires hotter. Nothing truly burns here.
Hmm.
Well, have an evening. I look forward to the sample.
Thank you.
And is gone. Although you're now realizing this is kind of the first time he's talked to you in the city.
True. Well, second time today.
Mm-hmm. And Congrats emerging from the kitchen with his apron that says "Kiss the Cook." But it says in Draconic, so it's much fancier and violent looking. But yes, everyone basically wrapped up, apart from Castalius' sneak. Hello, rest of the party.
Well, Karina's just still
Yeah.
on bed, so...
Yeah, you're still out of it. Doing what wizards do in their room alone. Not a lot.
Yeah, best not be asked.
Worry about
Not
being
much.
killed by another wizard, a younger wizard. Well, Castalia, it's all on you then.
Well, then I explained to Congrats that I'm going to go help clean up at the bar.
Alright then. I was going to get an early night myself.
You should. You should rest up after everything that's happened.
I mean, it's not that bad, but yeah. I'll try to stay up
keep
for you.
saying it's that bad.
It's just the way I am. You know, it's... I gotta be an example for other people.
True, but remember, you have to take care of yourself.
I know.
I'll be home a bit later.
Yeah, be safe, Noachi. Which,
I
anyone
will.
who knows Draconic knows that means basically like deer or little treasure. Because I
I
found
will.
a fucking list of Draconic words.
Aww.
I found that list and found the best word for it, of course, which was Safi, which is the Draconic for dude.
Nice.
I use that all the time in passive
Safi.
knowledge.
Is that the bad? The first thing I thought was yeah.
Yep.
I know what you thought.
Also, even better is I've even used it on Halberd and he didn't notice.
No, I didn't.
Yep.
I also don't speak Draconic, so...
Even better is they have an insult of Henish, which means rotten egg. Or basically like spawn of Tiamat. Or no, correction. It just means rotten egg. But to make it even worse, you say Mahenish, which means spawn of Tiamat. So you just have to add a fedora to make an insult worse. Mahenish. So yeah, your big lumbering, brass-scaled boyfriend heads up. Leaving you with the dude who's just playing with his not a cat. And the woman playing with a completely untrained wild animal. And Zarzul, who was emerging...
There.
And Zarzul emerging from the door with several bags of flammable material. But a little bit at a time.
Alright. Threaten to explode. Threaten for Owlbear to roll through everything. Threaten for Displacer Kitten to get out. Yep. Everything seems about normal.
Mm-hmm. So you head over to the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Which... It's not business hours. It's not... But it seems to be open still. And you're noticing a couple of the gladiators still hanging around. Just the Tabaxi, really, and the Hobgoblin woman. No sign of Salamez, and he is definitely a presence you could notice. Nor of a dark-scaled Dragonborn that helped out with his crossbow. But Vim and Bookie are still there, and a couple of awaiting staff. Hello there. Oh, it's you
Greetings.
from earlier. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've come to help remove some of these eyesores.
Be welcome. The
bar.
guards touched that one there, and it turned into a puddle as well. Now I've got two of the things, and they're not scooping them up.
Hmm.
The big boy, though, that's gone. Took a few shovel loads, but hey, I've just had to buy a lot more sand again.
Hmm.
Priest gave it a once over. It's all clean anyway. You hear that, Kilometer? It's all clean. Not a health hazard. It's fine.
Hmm. How many are left?
Oh, we got the one upstairs. No one's touching that one.
I suppose I should go over to that one then.
That'd be handy, yeah. I mean, no one wants to go near it just because if they move that one, then we have to clean the room. And no one wants to take on that job, do we, you lazy fuckers? As he looks over at Tabaxi. Monsieur, we fight for the arena. We are the spectacle. We are not the help. So yeah, upstairs it's still there. It's got quite a few slash marks in it from Horizon West actually cutting that thing nicely. And a big scorch mark from when it was hit by a big guiding bolt.
Hmm. Well, I
And you-
think this.
Yeah, and you also see a few wounds reminiscent of when you were using the whip.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a hand with anything up there? As he calls up from the first floor.
No, I should be quite all right.
Alright then, just as long as it's gone.
Perfect wording.
And yeah, it's just like with the Hydra, a nice thick bed of ashes. Which I think he had a bag full of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just enough to cover around the base, and then you just see the large hand. Now, for familiar, now you know the figure it's attached to. It rises up, puts a finger against it, and you see it for a moment it wibbles with surface tension before he just fucking grabs it and pulls it into the hole. And you're left with stale ashes. There is a fair bit of residual heat in them, though. But it is gone.
Then I wait for a few moments and clean up the ashes.
Easy enough, yeah. And you're just faced with a room that is just coated in a person. It's dried out a bit, some of the sunlight has gotten to it, and there's a smell. Still a completely pristine pillow. Everything else, though, is fucking coated.
If only Cornelius was here to prestidigitate this, but
Yeah, the lack
Pillow
of
is clean.
the lack of wizards is a problem.
yeah.
But then also a benefit, because there's less wizards. Anything else from you?
Nope, just gonna roll up my sleeves and get to cleaning.
Oh, actually going to go in for it.
Yeah, I said I'd clean.
Let's see. Well, what sort of roll would you think you want to make here? Athletics is you're really pushing for it. Bit of dexterity to make sure you get in all the tiny nooks and crannies. Or constitution because it's tiring work.
Probably Constitution would be the best one.
Go for it then.
Well, I mean, not the best roll, but the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah, as you're putting in the hard graft. I mean, if anyone ran a UV light across it, it would be a horror scene, but all the surface detail is gone, and thankfully, there was nothing recognizable of the person. It was all just very small pieces. So it was easy to disconnect the mind from what you were actually shoveling around. The room, nominally clean. It's going to take a while for the smell to get out, or a bit of extra work there. But you have done a great job of turning an abattoir scene into somewhere that's only subtly wrong. Also, while you were cleaning around, there was a nice little cool breeze in the room. Anytime you're near the bed with the pristine pillow. Nice refreshing bed. It felt like you were laying on the beach.
After cleaning, I would go down and say, "Alright, the upstairs is clean, the body is gone, and I even cleaned the room for you."
Oh, well, that's fucking amazing, to be perfectly honest. I wasn't expecting that. I was just thinking you were going to take the weirdo and stuff it. Well, now I feel compelled to pay you, so drinks on the house.
I would simply like information instead.
Oh,
That pillow upstairs. I noticed a cool breeze whenever I was around it.
oh, I think that was the guys.
The guys?
Yeah, hang on a second. Right, I'm going to take a big risk here. Now, I know you're all lethal, powerful fighters, a lot of you. Don't you fucking touch the till or I will break you. So, let's go upstairs. Oh, yep, that's a bit different. I'm going to have to wash the rest myself. Yeah, that's his. Probably a weird chatted thing for a nice night. If you want, I have no idea where he came from. He's got no family here. He just came over for... Well, he was renting a room at the Dawn Inn. Then he came over here. He's renting a room because he just thought he could... What was he doing again? Kind of zoned out, to be perfectly honest. But yeah. So, it's yours. We'll say that's payment, eh?
Thank you.
No worries. But yeah, anytime you guys want to head on down, get in the arena again, we'll be open probably 2 nights from now, when I think about it. Chance for gold, chance for glory.
Sounds perfect. I'm sure Malgern would love to return.
Yeah, you look like you could a fine figure as well.
Oh, thank you.
I saw you flexing about with that sword. You've got some proper skill.
Not as much as I'd like, but thank you.
Yeah. In fact, most of you seem pretty apparent, although probably wouldn't be able to get much of a show for the kobold. God. Not a lot of people want to come out and see a kobold win. He looks like he'd be a winner.
He is a scrappy fighter.
But yeah, I'm open to have you guys help on out. Plus, we got a lot of the mercenary crowd in lately, so anything to knock these guys down a peg or two. Because they just come in with the same fucking moves. It's boring as hell. We need spectacle. We need drama.
Pizzazz and excitement.
Oh yeah, it's a show. You know, it's a spectacle. It's
Of
showmanship.
course.
Salamez, he gets that right off, although he's fucking in danger. Well, you know, guy like that spends big, lives big. He's been spending more than he's been earning. And I'm fucking worried about who's going to knock on my door one day asking where the fuck is he. Nice guy, though. Just big ego. But then, he is number one. It's really weird that. I was expecting, you know, toss and turn, a lot of shifting in the ranks, but he just keeps on stomping down. Sorry about that. Got a bit off topic
No,
there.
that's fine.
I mean, if any of you could knock him down, that would be fucking beautiful. Then again, I'd lose me number one, but the rate... Oh, the books, they would be amazing. I could make a killing. Anyway.
Well, I don't know. I mean, even if it is the number one, you can certainly go for something of he wants to get his revenge and climb back to the top.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Full revenge arc. Plus, it won't just be, you know, you're getting maybe 1 coin back for every 10 you put down on him. Could finally shift his odds around. Also, don't have any real restrictions here. You want to fight the lads, you can go ahead. We don't do just ladies only. But, thanks to a bit of work, beautiful work here, can't actually die. So you can fight as hard as you want. So long as nothing gets cut off. I mean, we've had a few accidents before, but that's just part and parcel of the whole business. See, I'll share this little one for you. Underneath the platform, we got a few of the priests. A few viewing halls. The moment you fall, bang, they stabilize you.
Ah, perfect. Was that your own design?
Oh yeah, yeah. I wanted to make sure they could be picked up again pretty quick, because then you can just get repeated fights very quickly. Downside is too fucking expensive to have a bastard's heal.
Such is true, but it's still.
I'm
for
shelling
one
about
flyer.
200 gold for the stabilize alone.
Oof.
By a week, so that's not too bad. But man, they will cut your throat, those ones, for being the merciful type. Now, might as well. Bookie, by the way.
Castalia, a pleasure.
Yeah, has been actually. It's not often that happens. So, thanks for the great job here. Enjoy your pillow. And see you in the crowd or the pit anytime.
Thank you very much.
Like a fucking game show host. Thanks for being with us tonight. Enjoy your pillow and sleep. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. See you next week.
If your mate hadn't fallen down, you'd be going home right now with a version of the home game.
How I got laid out on my ass.
I still want to know what's in the Running Man home game, damn it.
I know. How the fuck does that convert? Why is that not a tabletop sim mod? And yeah. So,
There actually is a home game for it.
ooh, probably after the fact though. So, night comes down, Castalia, you return. You do hear in your head, well done. This thing, this is going to be interesting. It almost doesn't want to be here. And yet it's dead. Shouldn't have any wants, any feelings, but... ooh, this does not belong. I like it. Which is going through your head while you're seeing just people getting tossed out of pubs, staggering around drunkenly, the guard walking on patrol. And yeah, nighttime comes for all. Morning arrives. We'll do this one quick. So what do you guys want to get up to? Currently there's no one banging on the door. There's no pressing quests. You've still got a few days ahead of you.
Well, tonight is tonight the one that Cornelius and I have an engagement at night?
Yeah, with a certain necromancer.
It is, yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
Malgern wants to slip out and go shopping.
Just by himself?
Yeah.
Zazzle might go along. Who knows?
Give me a perception check,
He's gonna
Zarzal.
make sure nobody follows him.
Yep, give me a stealth roll, Malgern. There's a few people in the house after all. Pretty
Nice.
good, pretty good. But you realize you're not alone.
Yeah.
Orbinson's with you. And Zarzal.
Zazzle's interested in getting a new pipe. His mind has been open to opportunities there.
Hey, man. Orbis is just really sort of loping along beside you. Zarzul, meanwhile, skittering in full notice.
Yeah.
Probably with a wolf as well. You are as not alone as you were hoping not to be. It's terrible. Also, I'll throw this in, because I assume you want to identify the pillow, Cornelius.
Yeah, Castalia have come up with it.
Indeed.
Of course.
So let's get to that
Oh.
then. Before we get to any long-term shopping stuff, let's get something quick out of the way.
Oh, so,
So,
you brought the pillow.
Yes, I received it as a payment for helping to clean it up.
See.
It creates a very nice, refreshing breeze.
Just one moment.
On your deadify, you realize it's an easy time, Pillow. It will always give you a long rest. It gives you very pleasant dreams. It's refreshingly cool. It's nice. Sometimes you can even hear music some nights. Downside is, it takes actual physical jostling to wake you up because you are completely out of it. No one screaming by your ear will be able to wake you up. It requires physical hands on you. But it gives you 1 extra hit dice back per long rest. That also means, you know, if you're in some horrible place, still easy to get to sleep.
Yep. Well, you're probably gonna need someone who has trouble sleeping to be able to wake you up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fine. I was thinking about offering it to you if you'd like it.
Some
He
reason
takes it and just immediately goes back to sleep because I fucking died yesterday.
For some reason, there's a part of me that feels like this would be more appropriate to someone else, but my mind keeps slipping on it.
You too. Like some long fellow who's with us.
Didn't
Just
know you got to know each other that well. Just a lanky fellow with his long beard. You keep thinking of who it is, but all you can picture are all the homeless and hobos you've met along the way.
Just that man that wears his beard for a cloak.
Each time you kill a person, you think, I recognize that expression. I've seen that kind of fear in the eyes of someone constantly before, but who? Who?
Who?
Who knows, truly.
No, I believe that I had the sleep that I need. Oh god, Brader, the fucking picture and tabletop. Why?
It's the pillow.
Oh, God. Anyway.
With Cornelius for scale.
I suppose I should be getting in contact with my brother.
Oh boy.
All of a sudden, I just got a reminder that I might not have all the time in the world.
I've given you plenty of time. Don't fret about that.
And now we jump to Malgern, who wanted to be alone, but has a full entourage.
Yeah.
So where you going, Malgern?
I'm kind of looking for like a jeweler or something along those lines.
Yeah, easy enough. There are quite a few little places. Round about here is a nice simple one. Nothing ostentatious on the front. A few little bits of glitz and glamour, but it all looks very sort of modest. There's nothing that's just dripping with jewels. But there's some nice solid looking rings, a couple of bracelets and necklaces. Fancy place.
Go. Chloe does not want to play. It's okay, Chloe.
Should I meet you back here, Ben?
Yeah, I'll be a bit.
No, no worries, man. I'm just got nothing to do.
Oh, that's Chloe.
Figured after, you know, don't have to go to work today. Saw you leaving, so figured, like, he's following you to the door at this point. Figured I'd just sort of hang out, you know?
I've had those days myself.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get myself a new hat. So yeah, I'll be back here in a bit. He's just so
gonna get a new
gangly
hat.
looking.
He's gonna walk up to Zarzul with a new hat.
Well, that's the thing. Zarzul's right there as well. He's not making excuses, I imagine.
I'm looking around for the shop that might sell pipes.
You do see one artisanal stall that has carved pipes. Nothing as ridiculous as what you saw of the halflings.
This ridiculous and I've got to carry this thing around.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go too insane.
Well. But yeah, so who's making their purchase first? Who wants their shopkeeper scene?
Oh yeah, scenes. Fuck.
We'll say it's Malgern.
Yeah.
He looks enthused about it. There is, as you would have expected as you glance through the craftwork, a very modest-looking dwarf. Beard tied to his shoulder. Just the one, swept out of the way. Work apron, slightly balding head. Heyo.
Morning.
Aye.
I was looking for just a simple pendant of our father.
Alright. You want yourself a dangler? You want thick chain, thin chain, medium chain?
Any'll do.
Alright, I'll give you a medium then. Any considerations you want? You want a front clasp, back clasp, side clasp?
Back clasp, I guess.
I can give you a coating so it doesn't get tangled in the beard.
Much obliged.
Alright, leather slip it is. So what you want hanging from it?
And I kind of, point to my shield, like, yeah, just symbol of our father.
Oh, alright, you want yourself a Morden symbol. Yeah, I can do that one. Do you want any sort of particular gem, or you just want like a flat disc of metal?
Just metal is fine.
Alright then, silver, gold, bronze, iron, steel. I can do an electrum as well, that's not very popular, but it doesn't rust.
Let's go with silver, why not?
Silver, sure. Might be useful, you never know, you might have to stuff it down the throat of a lycanthrope. Haha. You see him as he slowly gathers his tools, builds everything together. Drawing just sample upon sample from the drawers as he just finds the right bit. Alrighty, that'll cost you about... look at this here, and then get the liver slip as well. We'd like a box for it. I can have a gift wrap as well.
No, I think I'm gonna actually wear it out.
Wear it at the store. Okay then. Any engraving? You'd like your name put somewhere on it.
No, that's fine.
Comes cheap. Alright. Okay, altogether now that'll be 6 gold.
Alright, I hand over the 6 gold.
There you go. Wear with pride, brother.
Thank you.
Remember, the mountains are for dwarves.
And I nod as I walk up the door.
Nice man. Alright, Zarzul. I think Brader's sighing with relief here. He got the nice, normal person.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, oh god, how is this gonna... But I was like, oh, that wasn't bad.
You get a man about his business. Zarzul,
Yep.
you on the other hand.
Hello, friend.
It's a human. Stocky looking. Very long hair for a guy. Too long. Just far too long. Clean, but just too much hair.
This is fine. It's a human they have here. This is normal.
You are looking for a custom puffer.
Yes.
I recognize that look in your eyes, plus it's the only thing he's selling at his stall.
I'm assuming there's also various types of pipe weed as well, possibly.
No,
Or
actually.
is he just
Not at
pipe?
his stall, just pipes.
Okay.
But you can see, like, there are some nice ones. There's the usual ones like a rampant wolf, a wide mouth frog, all kinds of sort of characterized pipes. There's even one of a guy wearing a crown, and that's where the open part of the smoke comes out. The face is not flattering. The expression quite comedic. All right.
Yes, I'm looking for something that's. I do a lot of traveling, so it can't be too large. I don't want to accidentally damage it in
Well,
transit.
most of these will do the job then. I could do you a custom order as well.
No, it is fine.
No, you don't want any special specifications? You tell me the
Not
animal I can
really.
carve it. It's Arzel's case. Land
Oh.
beast, squirrel, land beast, or land beast.
Yeah.
And some land beasts only swim. But yeah, if you're just looking for a nice simple pipe, one you can style yourself, he's just gonna ask for about 7 gold or 7 silver.
Yeah, a land squirrel.
A land squirrel, for some reason, only breathes water. I don't get it.
I've heard of this thing called a platypus. It sounds absolutely fucked up.
Yeah, you're disadvantaged to try and learn anything about a platypus. It just does not make sense.
Yep. I'm thinking something around the nature motif, as it were. Sort of like plants and that sort of thing.
A certain kind of leaf motif.
Possibly.
Sort of spiky, right? A lot of points on it, huh? Sort of fans out.
Possibly.
Would you like any numbers carved on it, maybe?
No, just tasteful leaf decorations is fine.
But yeah, he's nodding along. Sure, yeah. You like it straight, crooked?
Straight is fine.
Oh, like, I mean, as he points at this here one, it's about sort of near a foot long, just a long straight line with a very slight curve at one end. Fancy these ones. More of a duration thing, but you know, they're sort of catching on with the fancy folk. Or you just have a good old hook.
Good old hook is fine. It's
Yeah, sure, all together, flower pattern on it there. Yeah, only 6 silver, man.
okay. I hand over the 6 silver.
Yeah, I got one just like this here, and it's pretty close to your specifications.
This is fine. Excellent
Nice and
work.
floral, but it's more like a forest than it is just leaves. I'm guessing now you're going to go in search of
That'll
some
do.
dudes selling more tobacco.
I've got plenty of that.
Yeah, I thought he already solved that.
Yeah, but he's got an addiction, man.
Also true.
I've got 3 months supply. I'm fine until I
So
get
it'll be
drunk
good
again.
for like another
Oh,
month.
well,
Until he gets robbed again, yeah. Alright, you guys
Well, we-
settled? Any further
Yep,
business?
I think so.
I'm good.
I'm gonna buy a few more crossbow bolts just because I'm
Yeah.
probably running low at this point.
Standard pricing. Nothing to worry about there. Easily got a hold of. So then, let's jump to the rest of the people in the house then. Cornelius, Rain, Castalia.
Yes.
A couple of you have plans, but what sort of plans? What sort of actions?
I'm going to work.
Oh yeah, you're off to go with Yosef. Along the way, you break apart with Congrats as he goes to the Temple District to do his job.
Mm-hmm.
See you at lunchtime.
I'll see you then.
Yosef there, looking very happy that you are working for a second day. He likes to see his workers come in consecutively. In a way, I feel a bit bad about your mate. But in another way, I had a lot of fun. He's got a big smile underneath the beard. So, now we get back to the horseshoes, we get back to the nails, we get back to every little bit we need to do. Pick up your hammer, you're going to be working for hours on end.
Sounds good to me.
And we'll get to that roll in a bit, but for now, the brains. The ones who have never made a bad judgment call. What are you guys up to?
Well, Cornelius probably gonna go to the house of the theater folks to see if his brother is still living there. Or if he's skedaddled.
There is no evidence that he was there. There's no evidence of the girl he might have been with either. That room is now empty.
Well, that's a bit disconcerting.
But as you leave the place, you got a feeling. Not a particularly bad one, but a slight rise of paranoia. And it's not at all surprising that a dude in a large grey coat is walking across the street slowly towards you. But kind of openly, there's no hood drawn, but there's no hood up or anything. But he's walking with assertion. Hello, Mr. Scent. If you're wondering about Constantine, he is very safe.
The only thing he can see now is just kind of just pinching his the middle of his nose and just go.
Oh no, nothing untoward, sir.
Oh no, don't worry, just keep continuing.
Oh, not a problem at all. So, tomorrow, we'll be engaging in a little game. Invitation only. This was your invitation being extended now. We weren't sure of your location. Constantine will be there. He is currently just relaxing at our boss's good graces.
Yeah, so I met. So
he's really been reluctant to leave.
yeah, not very surprised there.
So tomorrow it'll be at the Drowned Sump, lovely little pub. As he, sort of gestures for you to step along with him to a street, and he points. You just go down that road there. You take 2 lefts, and it's the first pub you will see. The sign itself is of a rat inside a tankard, feet sticking out the top. Nice to meet you.
As you were, and to just leave.
Yeah. Family, eh? On the bright side, after that invitation, you feel lighter again. There's less tension in the air.
What happened was pretty much what one could predict would happen.
Pretty much. Feels like it really was just an invitation. Sinister, but nothing too untoward. And he didn't seem all that malicious either in his way of speaking to you or reference to you. It really just seemed like it was, a little private affair.
Yeah, I imagine it's debt settlement.
Yeah. And he seemed quite genuine when he said that, Constantine was there under his own enjoyment. But yeah, there's a fun tidbit to share with Rain. I was approached by a stranger who informed me about my brother. This is not unusual. Yeah. I'm just glad he didn't have a pregnant woman at his arm.
I was about to say, isn't that just bog standard at this point?
Yeah. As soon as it comes in through the door, I assume Rain is still there.
Oh yeah, she'd be down in the general room with Mufflesworth.
Of course. What else?
So basically, yeah, as soon as you open the door, he says, so basically it's situation 3B, what's happening?
What did your brother do this time?
Generally what he
Being
always does.
Yeah, being held back by probably debt collectors.
So what you're saying is we're probably going to need to bring some coin with us.
Well, just taps the side of the pouches on his hips.
It feels like there should be an audible growl, but it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
But we can skate along to your... Oh, never mind.
No, yeah, just basically, so yeah. Basically tomorrow at the... What was the bar's name again?
The Drowned Sump.
At the Drowned Sump. Sounds like a lovely place. I should probably bring my burn.
Do you really want to trust Malgern in that situation?
I feel like that's probably his home field.
Alright, we'll bring him along.
All
Now
right,
you can take a walk.
Castelli, give me a blacksmithing roll.
Sure thing. Let's see. Smith tool strength again.
Just bashing it out. A nice, normal day's workload. Nothing exceptional, but hey, you're jingling along with 2 gold in your pocket.
Nice.
Alright, back to these two. Well, in general, like, let's say, pretty much half the day is gone. Anything else from Malgern and Zorzul?
No, I got done what I wanted to.
When you met back up, Orbison did have a nice little hat. Very small little bowler. Just sits about right.
Nice.
He's not a fancy man.
But I can respect the bowler.
Just something to keep the rain off. And while you head home, he doesn't follow.
He's obviously up to something. Let's get him.
If you want, you can
Not
try.
form to his context.
No.
Always suspect. Never trust.
It's always the ones closest to us.
And
these are the first
Mulgern's
ones to
case-
be close to you.
Yeah. And even in Mulgern's case, never trust anyone, not even yourself.
Pretty much, yeah. How do I know I'm, Malgern could still be out there somewhere.
He is. You got a letter specifically to that effect.
But how do you know that I'm the real Malgern? Like, what
I
I'm saying
mean,
is, like,
the real
like, if you
Malgern
fight-
used to be able to smite and heal at a touch. This one can't.
Yeah.
This one just swings swords around. Anyway. So yeah, it's getting into the evening now. You've all gotten the chance to return home if you took it. And date night is approaching.
Yeah, before that happens. Good evening, Malgern.
Evening.
You doing anything tomorrow?
No, why do you ask?
Kinda need help getting... kinda need some might need some help, helping out an idiot.
What did you do?
It's not what I do.
Oh, it's not him this time.
I mean, I was expecting him to
Malgern
turn
is
on
the
Rain.
shot.
What did you do?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, that does sound... Yeah. So it was you?
Neither.
No, just my dear old brother. However, should everything go well, or should it end badly, could at least get the very chance to be able to gut punch a nobleman. How does that sound?
Sounds like a fun time.
Good man. Be tomorrow at this-
Why are we... where are we going?
Going at the something, what was it, rat? Or
The Drowned Sump, which is a dumb name.
the Drowned
Doesn't actually
Sump.
work. And their sign is of a drowned rat.
Sounds kind of dumb, but I feel like there'll be drinks. I'm in.
I would imagine there would be.
Degrat's slowly entering, although it's kind of hard with how huge he is. Evening.
Congrats.
I come bearing news that your legend is spreading.
Wonderful.
I mean, it actually is, but yeah, see, Bruni was among some of the girls I was helping today, and drew this. And it's a very, very crude... Like, this is far below Droop's skill level, for example. Doodling of the group.
Oh.
I'm just picturing the crude Malgurin that drew once.
Yeah, it's just a beard with little stick limbs.
Yep.
Zarzul, you're a little spiky-faced thing. You don't even have a circle for a head. It's just a line. And then there's this other, like, stick figure at the end. Has a beard, too.
Did you happen to see if they found any relatives to her?
Yeah, she's been looked at. It's not a relative, but same sort of family and all. So yeah, she's been taken in. It's fine. Most everyone is getting back to their home, but they come back for a little checkup, a little making sure health is fine. Don't want disease to spread now. Tiring, but good work. And I mean, there's still a problem with people just not enjoying night. Ooh. So, you know.
Alright.
Yeah, just the throat's closing up again. It's fine. It's only one side that does it. So, yeah. Thought you'd enjoy. Thought there'd be more of a bit of celebration, you know. Look at how heroic you all look. Kind of like how she did me, and he's about twice the size of everyone else. Look at how she used color as well.
Spitting image.
Oh, yeah.
I just have a lot of other things in my mind at the moment. Attention is not one of the things I want too much.
Oh, come on, it's praise from a kid. How bad can that go?
It's not the kids so much, it's other people.
You don't seem to enjoy your lifestyle.
I do. It's a lifestyle that demands that certain things, that certain reputations do not come at certain times.
Alright.
I might be able to explain a bit further sometime later. Just a lot on my mind at the moment.
Alright. Shall I get grub on?
You know what? I think we'll deal with it this time. You know, a little variety in the diet.
Oh, I could scale it back. It's fine. Just, you know, enjoying doing it again. I can do something a bit milder, a bit simpler.
I mean, if you really want to make the dinner.
Well, I mean, I'm good at what else I'm doing, but I don't think I should be getting paid for that, so this will cover my rent.
All right, thank you for the way too much information.
So, what you guys up to then?
Guess for Rain and Connie, this is basically just waiting until certain necromancer John shows up.
Oh, I mean, it was a date to go to a bar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll have to skate out at some point on your own.
Yeah, Cornelius is just gotta go. But I think I'm gonna take a constitutional.
How about Rain? She make an excuse?
Yeah, no, she'd probably just try to slip out with Cornelius.
Well, that should look incredibly suspicious.
Yeah.
It would surprise absolutely nobody, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the seashell gives a little rattle in your pocket. It's just John giving the directions to the pub.
And I do a quick respond to thank you.
Which is, surprisingly, not a shithole. It has lights. It has paint that is not dripping away. It's also not filled with whores and smoke. There is one whore, but he's a very nice looking... He's nice, very nice looking tabaxi. Very refined, he's got a curl in his mustache.
That's right up your alley, Cornelius.
What?
I mean, if we say who's had more inclination towards tabaxi, we know it's Rain. But it's actually
Yeah,
quite
fucking-
well lit inside. Not everyone's sitting around with hoods and daggers. It's entirely not what you expected of John.
I'm actually not horribly surprised.
And as you look around the tables, at the bar itself, you're trying to spot him, and you see it is him, but not quite. He has a very sort of old sort of features to him, a bit withered like those who deal with necromancy is, but there's a plumpness to his cheeks now, a bit of colour to him. Also, a very suspicious looking mustache. And the rest of him no longer in the hard-wearing travelling robes. He's in... looks a bit like a fisherman. Looks like he came from the docks. But there's no fishy smell to him. But yeah, hard-wearing shirt, a few layers, some sealskin weatherproofing patches. Hello.
Ah, good evening, John.
You can call me Steve if you want.
Steve.
For some reason it goes down better at the docks. Not that I've been at the docks, of course. So, yes. I mean, I was expecting it to be a bit more intimate, but what can I do for you?
Well, Cornelius, do you want to explain our fun little experiment? You might want to move someplace quieter.
Oh, it's alright. No one here listens.
I don't think they're gonna be paying too much attention. I
Hey.
think most of it's probably also gonna be going above their head.
Oh no, don't you worry. No one here listens. Have you not noticed?
I'll try listening.
Everything is very muffled. Very distant sounding.
Mm.
Booth by booth privacy.
Oh.
It's an expensive little place, but I'm sure you wouldn't mind. For
Well, considering the subject matter.
for discretion.
Well, we had a very interesting experiment with that hand.
Oh. Oh yes, yes. Come on, I'm listening. I'm all ears. He's got his elbows on the table now, chin resting on hand.
Apparently, whatever's transpiring is that hand wants the dagger to kill itself. It doesn't realize it's dead yet.
Oh, well, don't forget, as I told you, it's not dead. It's not dead flesh. It's still living. So that makes perfect sense. Of course it would want to end its suffering.
The only interesting thing was when it went through. When it went through that. Sorry, there was some sound off to the side. I got horribly distracted. Molly. Yeah, you.
Well, I mean, of course that's going to happen. I mean, I assume you used identify.
Yes.
Yes, well, you see, identifying something means also, relating to it in some way. The magic itself is getting you to empathize with something that doesn't actually have a personality or nature to it. So in a way, you were a little bit closer to the hand after casting, and that's all it really needed, because I'm sure this has been sitting there for quite some time, and it's built up quite the need to end itself. So even just a
yes.
fraction of that would overwhelm anyone.
Yeah, that was a certain experience.
But what was it like? As he leans a little bit closer. How intense was the feeling?
That I wanted to kill myself.
Well, I'm sure. Yes, but was it intense? Was it visceral? Did you feel like you were pushing beyond your own limits to achieve it?
I mean, yes.
To be entirely fair, when everybody in his vision became birds, it didn't even distract him one iota.
Fucking lark vision.
Alright.
So he was quite incessant on that, because normally, if suddenly everybody became birds, you'd be at least momentarily distracted to figure out what was going on.
Oh, not entirely. I've woken up in a village of Arakoka. You get used to it quite quickly. Yeah, so...
Oh yeah, but you expect that.
But it is a puzzling little thing. I'm very interested in it. Because we don't even know if there's a person but still around. That hand is living. Are they walking around with that suicidal feeling in their hand? Is it a phantom tingle? Is there a person who has made a deal and all their negativity has been drawn to that hand? There's so many fascinating ways it could be going. It may even just be the soul of a person who made a deal before is the only thing in that hand now. That the person themselves ceased to be. They're just trapped there, unable to reach the finish. Which seems entirely around the same way that a hag would be. Yes.
I've seen something vaguely familiar before, but unfortunately I'm not entirely sure if the process is similar.
Do tell. Oh, wait, you're meaning about your previous...
Associate, yes.
Yes. Probably not. I imagine once, if you burnt that hand, it would release the soul. But then that would be such a waste, wouldn't it?
It does get me wondering.
Clemvor is watching you carefully right now.
I know, that's why she's also being incredibly vague in what she's saying.
But he's a god. Can he hear your thoughts?
To be
Of
fair,
course he
though,
can.
he's a Forgotten Realms god, which means he's not omniscient. He is they are all fallible. Which is nice. It's more interesting that way. I hate this Christianity god. It's just such a Mary Sue.
And he was suddenly struck by lightning.
Meanwhile, you've got Zeus. What was he doing? Getting drunk and going with any girl he could. In any weird way he wanted.
Yes.
Honk.
He just needed more punishment for it.
He didn't get punished, it was the girls that got punished.
Exactly. It was all fucked up. Well, I mean, he kind of got punished if you beat God of War 3. The true ending to their faith. Anyway. Back to the conversation at hand. But I mean, if we got rid of it, then there'd be no answer. While it's still here, it's still... experiments. It can still be observed, it can still be extrapolated from.
That's mostly my point of view. I want to figure out what exactly is going on with it. How did it get to that point? And
Oh,
specifically,
well, to the point is very simple. I mean, it's a hag after all, so obviously a deal was made. Desperation, even a minimal kind, can turn into something like that. They are incredibly crafty and impressive creatures.
Do you think this is something that the hag made, or is it something the hag came along and then took?
I'd say there's more chance of it being something a hag made. I'm not so sure about the one we dealt with. Albert seemed a little simple for a hag. There are different types. Some are craftier than others. Some just use their pure physical brute force when they're in a pinch. And considering the snapping I heard on your fellow, I could imagine easily that Albert was one of the latter.
Could you repeat the question again?
There wasn't a question.
Oh.
He was just saying that, considering what he saw of Albert, he's imagining that he was just a very simple kind of hag instead of one of the crafty ones. So, pretty much a good chance that maybe Albert found this or it was part of the coven. Not specifically made by Albert.
Yeah.
So how have you been doing recently?
Well, excluding the lovely arena incident, marvelous.
I heard about that. I'm honestly surprised you arrived on time, Cornelius. I heard for a while you were known as the late Mr. Cent.
Well, I fixed that.
What kind of
Yes.
expression is on Cornelius?
Just a very tired look.
Don't you worry, it's all very temporary.
Doesn't
It
make
does
it
rem-
exactly doesn't exactly make it very comfortable though.
Honestly, the strangest thing about death is you get used to it.
Well, I'd wager if you didn't, it'd be horribly distressing.
Yes. I think I'm on my 7th time.
I haven't managed to die yet. Fingers crossed.
Well, I don't recommend making a habit of it, but it's just... you get used to it. It becomes less of a shock to the system.
It does remind me of that little artifact that we acquired, Cornelius.
Hmm.
The one that suddenly started turning you into a very young child.
Oh yes, that one. Yeah, don't touch that one either.
I didn't get time to experiment with that one.
Well, it's certainly interesting, but it gave poor Cornelius a rather strong pushback.
Well, I do have an interesting one to share as well, and I do have it with me. So if you'd like to put your arm up for a moment.
I do so.
And he slides out from a bag the spinal cord tied with thick string. Now, you may notice it looks a bit dirtier, but bring your eyes closer, and he brings out a big spyglass. As you can see, even now, it is marking down what we are saying at this very table. And if we go back a few vertebrae, it's following along. The problem is you people move close together quite often, so it's been a tough one. But I believe it is attaching itself to the Lady Rain. As you can see here and here. Yes, it's just been marking down your conversation since you arrived in the slums, I believe.
What?
See, it's still continuing on, actually.
Why would it be notating my stuff? I hadn't had any contact with it until we got into the room.
His smile is very wide at this point. It's fascinating, isn't it?
Oh, it's fascinating. It's mildly unsettling, but in a fascinating sort of way.
Although I must say, I know we've only worked once before, but it's quite a hostile work environment with you lot.
Yes, yes.
I've worked with all kinds of nefarious types, and they are more on the positive reinforcement angle than you.
Yeah, I don't really believe. Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, if you bring a fresh corpse to a fledgling necromancer, he was just pleased as punch. He'll say all kinds of things.
Well, I'm not entirely
I've heard.
surprised. And she does actually laugh at that.
And you watch as the laugh gets etched into the bone. Very tiny. Well, on the bright side, in a few more days it'll run out of space.
When it runs out of space, do you think it's just going to start all over again?
You see, it's another mystery. It's another fascinating aspect of this. I look forward to seeing.
Why do you think it latched onto me?
I'm honestly not sure. Obviously, you have an unusual past. But then how would they be aware of this? And then, have you noticed anything odd in your life so far? Recently? Beyond just the usual monster slaying and strange hijinks.
She honestly takes a very good moment to think about it, because she's trying to think, well, what abnormal things has transpired, really. I mean...
Well, I mean, it's different from being ambushed by an orc or anything, but there must have been some odd occurrences.
That doll head.
A doll head? Do you have
Only
it?
thing I can think... No, unfortunately I don't, because that's the problem. It just randomly pops up.
His face sinks a little bit.
The doll head just pops up, it stares at me, and then whenever anybody else looks at it, it disappears.
Can you confirm this?
He hasn't seen it.
Hmm.
We
It's just
found a...
Cornelius just kind of hides his head behind his hand, and he's just rolling his eyes and shaking his head at the whole story.
It might have been you came into possession of hags like to use surveillance. They like to keep an eye on the fledglings that they're corrupting. Some use their teeth or fingernails or carve little objets d'art and toys. You might have wound up coming under the attention of, one of these pieces that had long been discarded. But it's not like the magic ever leaves unless the hag decides, so it may have just been waiting to see if anything interesting occurred. Now, why it started working in the slums, specifically when... I suppose proximity, I'd put that one down to. That seems like a reasonable thing. As you can see here, it's not got anything since we parted company.
That is certainly an interesting thing. Huh.
Somewhat useful, I'll be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to take down what you said in conversations.
Exactly. I'm honestly a little disappointed it's attached to you and not me. I had such fascinating thoughts about that ritual piece. I don't know if I remember it all fully. But then it's also a paper trail, and those are always a dangerous thing.
Yes.
But, if it reaches the end and is full, and it doesn't replace it all, I suppose, just to dispel and destroy. After that, it will all be there. I mean, making something like this, that is definitely in the realm of the hags. That is not something I think I could replicate myself. So yes, you may have been under a hag's eye well before Albert.
I don't think I find that very comforting.
No, it's not at all, but it's a potential fact.
Yeah. Let's see.
And if they became aware of your past at any point, you could make a tempting target for them.
Well, particularly... This is completely out of character. Did we run into that doll head before or after we did the whole Prenders thing?
It was in that little secret area.
Oh boy.
Remember?
Well,
that was the one time someone else saw it.
Yeah, that was Malgern.
Yeah, Malgern saw it lodged inside the skull of a zombie.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, Malgern saw that, I didn't.
Yep. I don't know if he mentioned it. It's been a long time.
No, he did not. He specifically, every time he saw it, he did not mention it.
So you have no idea, then.
Yeah.
Well, no, you did see it. You chased it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it, but I didn't know he saw it.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because Malgern did not want to give the elf
The satisfaction of being right.
Yeah.
Let the bitch think she's crazy. Let her stew.
At this point, she just kind of looks at Cornelius. I have a rather unfortunate feeling, considering I know where it showed up that one time.
Oh.
Remember the portal statues?
Yes.
It was down there at some point. And that had a dimensional shift.
Which one?
Weren't we told? That was, Castalia's friends. Familiar with that.
Yeah, it was a little dip into the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Oh, a lovely place. I mean, horrible and awful, but lovely in like a macabre artistic sense. I mean, it's hilarious. I've possibly worked with some people who have struggled all their lives to achieve that kind of aesthetic, and yet there's a realm that they will not dip into that is just all of it at once. Constantly, never changing. It's a little amusing.
Certainly.
I haven't been there myself. And you think he might not have been. It's one of the few times he said something that seems legitimate.
Well, then I suppose we have you beat on that one.
Suppose so.
It
Well,
wasn't
I'm
very
sure.
interesting, unfortunately. It was only a small little place.
I'm sure I'll come across it at some point. Rifts and tears and all that.
Ring's got that serious look where she's kind of wondering, oh dear, how much trouble am I in right now?
Shall we bring the mood up a little bit with a bit of libations?
Oh, certainly.
Oh, yes. Raise his arm because, of course, you can't yell at the waiter. And then you look at the wine list is provided, and the prices are starting at 5 gold upwards.
Cornelius is not shocked.
Yep. Rain isn't either. She knows they're paying for the privacy.
Just a bottle of red between us?
I'll do fine.
Let's see. I would recommend, if you want to take recommendations, the Colifon Annual is a nice one.
What is Cornelius' interest in that, knowledge in that?
None. It's a local Raxis brand. Well, not Raxis brand, but it's not one you've had on the coast before.
Very well then.
I find the Dark Rose is to be a little... like, it's the main brand here, but it's rather boring. This one I think has a little fruity edge. It makes it more meaningful. So yeah, that's 10. That's 10
rather high
gold.
standards when it comes to wine.
I don't think I have high standards. I just like a bit of variety now and again, a bit of difference. But I have tried quite a few. I mean, some of the people I've allegedly worked for enjoy their little decadence and believing they're far above their stations. And sometimes one who is tangentially involved in such a lifestyle gets to enjoy the benefits. Hypothetically, of course.
Of course.
Of course. So that's 10 gold you're out of pocket.
Yep.
I assume we probably split that 50-50.
That's true, it's split 50-50 between you two.
Yes.
It arrives, it's poured, it's getting a chance to air out. And yeah, just from this initial sniff, there is a quality here, there is a legacy. You know, you're getting all kinds of words mingled up in your head, but yes, it does have that fruity edge, and it's very smooth. Very drinkable. Possibly too drinkable to be a proper high-class thing. But, you know, by the bottle, this could be enjoyed.
Rain, after taking a sip, looks at Cornelius. Well, does it pass your test?
Does a really big show of just pushing it around in the glass and goes, it's acceptable.
Mr. Wine Expert.
So...
don't you forget it.
So, anything
Does he
else?
spit it out? Or does he actually drink it?
He spits it back into the glass and then necks it again. Like a true pro. The trick is you've got to do it before it stops moving around. So, anything else I can assist you with?
I do not believe so at the very moment.
Lady Rain?
No, unfortunately, I'm just kind of stalled out a little bit. There's an awful lot to think about.
He's not what... While you're speaking, he's examining the spinal cord to see the words get etched in.
She wouldn't notice because she's doing the same thing.
Absolutely fascinating. I believe it's human.
It looks like it, or if not, then at least something close enough.
Admittedly, placing the origins fully, that's a little tricky, but they seem to have a decent nourishment and lifestyle, so... I mean, I can't really say they probably lived a good life up till that point. I'm sure the life had a bit of an issue, if it got to this point.
You know, I have to wonder, is this the sort of thing that is a... I don't think it would be a note-taking device, otherwise it would have been tuned to him. This seems more like a spying device.
Well, yes, of course. It's keeping track of you and all you associate with, because a hag might have an eye on you.
Hmm.
But then again, it's... It's the proximity that's fascinating. Like, why wasn't this active before you arrived in Raxis or when you found the doll head?
That's what's got me wondering. Is if it's only when I showed up in the slums, and she kind of looks back to see exactly when it began.
Pretty much the first lines are the panic about not wearing any clothing currently.
Okay, so literally right when they came through the gate.
Yep. Well,
Huh.
I mean, I could say that hags aren't prone to sharing. They're very possessive. And, like, they don't undermine each other specifically, but this might have just been stolen from, coincidentally, the hag that has its eye on you.
If that's the case, though, why would it not have started earlier?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It needs proximity, because, as I see, you can see the blank, we have here up to the slums, and then there is no more notation after I quickly made my escape. And it only started noting things down. Here we go. Yes, whenever you were talking about the street lamps looking quite pleasant as you were walking to the district.
Huh, so it gives us a rough idea of range.
Seems close, actually.
Yeah.
No more than a few street blocks.
That does give some questions. Because normally wouldn't something like this you'd want to have a larger range if it was a spying device.
Exactly.
The purpose of this is absolutely fascinating.
Cornelius, just enjoying the wine, I imagine.
It is just basically both with fascination, but also disgust with listening to basically two necromancers sitting and having a nice chat.
As you hear the bones scrape against the table and rattle as they jostle about, twisting loosened vertebrae to examine the writing. Like, there is no getting past it. This is not decorated enough. This came from a person's back.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's dead because of this. And they're just handling it like it's fascinating.
Cornelius, what do you think? Why would the radius be so short?
Well, if you were to only have one area you were interested in listening when a person was in the room.
I could see something like negotiations if you're trying to get information, but I wouldn't think a hag would be interested in that.
Oh, hags are absolutely... like, in negotiations, bargains, and deals, that is entirely what they live for. And this
Yes,
would
but-
allow them the exact wording of any agreement.
So in other words, it was
Now
probably
that
a
I
good
could
idea.
see.
It was probably lucky for you that it was me that took the deal.
Agreed. In which case, though, I am slightly befuddled at why, again, it would be me that it would be tagged to. Why would it think that I'd be a person making a deal with them?
Oh, little Miss Ego today, aren't we?
Well, why would it pick? Correction, why would it pick me of all people?
Well, he's got a friendly face here. He's thinking that was a joke, and then he's noticing you're not reacting.
Yeah.
As I said, like, in my head I imagined this as, this belonged to the hag you came under the watch of, but it was stolen by Albert sometime before. Maybe it could have been that they just need to think about making a deal with you, and it starts ticking away to keep track of wants, needs, thoughts, and associations.
Looks like I'm going to have a lot of work trying to hunt down a certain doll head. And the owner thereof.
I'll be honest, it's an interesting statement and looks quite ridiculous in writing.
As she does laugh, it's perfectly ridiculous in real life.
Did you try hearing it, her saying that sentence in real life?
I believe I just did.
Well, it's certainly one thing when you're supposed to be doing a campsite watch. You see this doll head. And the fact that it disappears whenever anybody looks at it, that's incredibly infuriating.
Did you take any fun trinkets for yourselves?
Just the, my brain's having a dumb.
The clock, the hand,
There we go.
the teacup.
That's what I meant. Yes, the teacup, yes. We have had an ever so wonderful teacup.
Oh, tea set.
Yes. That has caused no amount of kerfluffle. Whenever
Actually-
you grab a hold of it, it starts burning your hand.
What else occurs?
If I recall, it doesn't fill with tea. It just starts burning your hand, right?
I know it fills.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it also stays stuck on your hand.
Yeah, it sticks to your hand. It starts burning, but it does fill the cup with tea.
I've heard of a few variations of such a thing. There's been a few at blood packs, not as ornate as a tea set, although probably these days nowadays. Usually it's just a carven mug, and then it's picked up in a pair, and then each one, the cup fills with the blood of the other gentleman or lady opposite you that you're making a bargain with. So you each gulp down a bit of blood. Seal the deal, as it was. Another I found was filled with acid. It was a direct punishment, in that it was meant to be a very small cup, and it was if you were able to completely empty it, then your sentence would be removed. But it would just constantly refill. Some mocked it was like drinking an ocean that burned, sizzled, and dissolved. And then the corpses were hung up on display, so, the entire front of them just emptied away and dissolved by the acid, because the guard would come along and help to make sure that they kept to their agreement. Very nasty, very nasty. Weren't very useful once animated, I've heard. This one
was just tea.
Well, for obvious reasons. I'm interested, but I will not be giving a personal consultation. I think it's to the benefit of all of us that I don't hang around much.
Yes, it is a perfectly fair point.
Especially now that your Dragonborn friend probably has both his arms. And enough sense to go looking around at people he's met.
I think he's a little bit preoccupied.
Business or pleasure?
Definitely the latter.
If I were a younger man, I probably would have done the same after getting out of that slum. He only looks to be about 40-ish, going on 50 maybe. But it's kind of hard to tell because everyone who deals with necromancy tends to get a bit gaunt and a bit aged looking. Just don't have that fervor. I mean, I was far more interested in, well, for example, this. So much to think about with this and the pour over the notes. And Cornelius, that's your moment. That's your one time you can relate. Forgoing the pleasures of the flesh, even in the face of finally surviving. Gotta study.
Just one more page.
Just a few more notes. I can get a thesis out of this. Come on, a little bit longer. Damn, my quill's
Time
broken.
was finally time.
Not yet, damn it, not yet as my inkwell dries. Well then, it's been lovely, I suppose. I mean, it genuinely has.
There is one question.
Just the one? Oh, there's so many.
Well, there's only one that I suppose we really have time for. I've noticed that there is an incredible amount of necromancers here in this city, in this general area. And don't get me wrong, I've come to expect, you're always gonna get a couple.
I mean, a healing priest is just as much a necromancer as someone who raises the dead. It's the same school.
She looks mildly amused.
So
you
let's...
know what I'm referring
Yes.
to, though.
I might. There is a chance that I could guess where you might be going with this, but it's all it's not substantiated. But yes, there may be a larger than average quantity of necromantically talented people in this region. Perhaps.
My wonder would be, what is the draw?
I mean, there's a war going on, which is just a field day for raw materials.
That's accurate, but there's almost always a war going on somewhere.
Yes. Although in this one there is the distinct interest of the mix in the orc horde. Not every day you can find a giant's corpse or raise a Tanaruk. I mean, for some it's every day, but in this it's a bit special.
And there's certainly been some interesting things popping up in that horde.
And I'll be honest, this war has not been run all that well. I mean, I've seen professional wars, and I would say this is more of an amateur affair, surprisingly. So there are gaps and avenues that someone interested in the raw material aspect of necromancy and this war could make use of. There is also the previous wars that this place has endured. And indeed, I'm sure a necromancer will be quite tempted knowing that there is a kingdom nearby known as a dead kingdom, so that they could change it to a kingdom of the dead.
But you wouldn't happen to be one of these necromancers, would you?
I most certainly am not.
Hmm.
I'm a professional, sir. No, I have no interest of something like that I do. There's also, of course, other pleasant associations to the scholarly types, like this is where the Weathercrest family disappeared.
That name has come up a few times.
I know, I was the one who brought it up to you.
Oh, we didn't hear it from somewhere else.
I don't think so, actually. Specifically him bringing up that this whole darkness thing was a lot like
thought
the old
Albert-
Frest.
I thought Albert brought it up once.
Albert did, yeah.
Okay, so that would be two people. So Albert brought it up, you brought it up. Oh, what is this about that family that's important?
Oh, well, I spoke before on that there. That one of the male heirs of the family became quite talented. Apparently they had a dark history as well. I couldn't find a whole lot on that. So much knowledge purged and fires and censorship. It's quite disgusting, to be perfectly honest.
But normal.
But yes, I mean, there was a town called Frest, there was a family, the Weathercrests, and then at a certain point in history there was no longer such a thing. Apparently a lot of Frest got absorbed later decades with the town of Borside, but they never went fully into the main center, and the house itself was burned down multiple times apparently. Which is interesting when you read about that. Because how could they have burnt it more than once? if someone
That would
wasn't
imply that
rebuilding
it
it.
keeps coming. Yes, that's what I'm wondering.
And further
And they-
research, apparently Webercrest did have some relatives around this area. Distant, but of course that's how it is for the nobles.
Hmm.
I haven't met a noble family that has close relatives. They're always distant and always jockeying for position.
She kind of gives Cornelius a little bit of side eye. And I'm wondering. Raxus seems to have a lot of very interesting pasts regarding things.
I really
That
fucking
thing.
hope so. I've worked hard on this setting.
Do you know anything about that lovely little mountain that wasn't there before?
I've managed to glean a few little tidbits about it. Now, there is some strange associations. It's linked very much with a barrier to the kingdom of Alchemia. But it's linked to it, it's not specifically the barrier itself. It's a part of it. And if you look at any map, or just look at it yourself whenever you get a high vantage point, it is indeed blocking off quite a lot of the kingdom. Oh, someone leave?
Yeah, I accidentally clicked the wrong tab.
What interests me is the fact that that mountain pops up right around the time that suddenly the wizards became persona non grata here in Raxis.
Well, that's an obvious link. I mean, wizards and geography changing quite a bit. Obviously, they'd get into it. I mean, druids like to keep things as they are. So it must be the arcane schools that have been dabbling in such a thing. In fact, that's quite an interesting part about the kingdom as well, is how strained the relationship with the circles have been. Apparently there's also quite a healthy population of wood elves here that have long since departed too.
I believe we ran into those.
And then there was the peace they had with the orcs that is no longer at work, although that's not particularly in my realm of interest. That's a little too obvious and political. I mean, obviously, why are they fighting? Well, a bigger, dumber orc came along and said he wants to fight. It's very typical of their people. It's a bit of a shame.
It's not at all abnormal. I don't find that, well,
Yes, the mountain,
could
though.
be interesting. But
Certainly
yes.
a new feature.
With people
Relatively
inside.
speaking. Relatively speaking. 300
Just
years.
Mountains, just
Yes.
mountains popping up, that's pretty normal. But when there's people inside of it, that kind of piques my interest a bit more.
Mountains popping up is not at all normal.
No, but it's not unheard of.
True, although it takes a lot of power to do that. More than just gathering a few arcane casters together. It takes real, proper, true power to do something like that.
Either
for-
a giant accident or a giant effort.
Indeed. I'd say working as intended seems to be the case here. Then we have a silence in history on the kingdom to the north. So that solved their war with it a good while ago, and then suddenly, in recent century, many monsters pouring forth from a place that had a complete silence on it. Do you know that even in recent years, the Alchemians are treated as boogeymen?
I've noted that.
But they're treated as stories. There's no trophies or things to show off. Even the Alchemian lion, that's one of their great native beasts. There's only a few of those stuffed or mounted in some way. Now, a people might not wander where they've been beaten before, but a great beast will claim whatever territory it wishes, so why only a few examples in all this time? Why are they so unknown at this point? If they were just bashed away with a mountain. There's still land routes, there's still water routes. There should be more knowledge.
And you would think that even if they decide not to deal with Raxis, they would deal with another group who would then deal with Raxis at some point.
Precisely. There.
You would-
After that mountain rose, now, I wouldn't say I've been comprehensive in this, but it seems like there is just nothing on Alchemia. Until we get to the war about 100 years ago with the Great Dragon, the various monstrous beasts. Dragon's also a curious thread here. Yes. There's a lot to study, really. It's not relevant to any current job I may have or have not. But it is interesting, the chronicle of this. But yes, and also the regression of the people. Now, I've dealt with the Ogre tribes, I've dealt with some of the other ones up to the north. Even they have more semblance of sanity and civilization than these corpse eaters. And yes, I'm aware of the present of the company I had while I was with you lot in the slums, but they are a different kind. That is natural to them. It is not natural to these barbarians, these savages.
She looks very amused. I am noting that there's clearly some demonic work going on here.
I have to admit that is outside my realm of current knowledge. I have not kept up to date. But yes, clearly. A Tanaruk is from a demonic agreement. It's rather like a tiefling with a human. You don't get a Tanaruk unless there's been some dealings with something.
We interrupted one of those dealings.
Oh? Also, sorry for the rest of you who have just had to sit in your hands.
Oh, it's fine.
I hope you're interested.
It's world building.
Yeah.
So it's important.
Yeah, the only issue is that I am really fucking tired right now, so I'm barely keep myself awake. Sorry.
Well, we are at the 3-hour mark.
Yeah.
Shall we knock on the head and get back to this later?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea because I am struggling to keep awake. At the
Yeah,
moment.
he's not taking this in.
Sorry.
And I need to wash my foot off because the cat nailed me and I'm bleeding all over.
Oh, nice. You get used to random blood everywhere, even without a crit. Okay, so we'll end the session tonight. We'll be back next week, providing no issues.
None here.
Nope.
Oh, Raider, we both know that's not true.
Okay, lots of issues, but none related to D&D.
So yeah, we'll be back next week then.
Yeah.
Probably getting right back into the exposition. So I hope you've all been taking notes.
Oh, thank God. Because I have not.
Lazy fucker, and you call yourself a wizard.
You can't even cast a spell without a 3-step tutorial and pictures to color. I love that line.
I know, it's so good. He's even got to fondle his orb while he does it.